got back up, and to be honest, I wish we had another lap. I think we could have got it done, but.
What's up, buddy?
Oh man, feels real good. It's been a struggle for me this year. I don't know what happened, man. Just had some bad races and lost some confidence, and it's tough to get it back, you know. But knew I'd do well here. You know, these GNCC tires, man, today were. I can't say enough how good they worked. Taller tire was a good move here. I'll never run little tires with snowshoe again. I don't think anybody will. It's definitely a different beast here, though. It's not your typical fast track, but you know, I got all summer to do some local racing up north. Usually Hunter comes out and Chris, so I'll find what I need for the second half. I typically do well in all those rounds, so looking forward to it. Thanks, buddy.
A little bit of noise for the number one, Bryson Neal. Make some noise for your XC1 Pro podium from the Yamaha Snowshoe GNCC. Champagne spraying out here at the Snowshoe GNCC. There we go. We got the podium up there, man. What a race it was. And we are going to get a word with your riders here in just a second.
Today's Racer TV presentation is dedicated to the memory of Dylan Acord. Dylan started as a local camera operator in 2019 at the John Penton GNCC near his hometown of MacArthur, Ohio, and instantly fell in love with everything dirt bikes and television. Not once did he miss a race from the time he started, and in his time with the company, worked his way up from camera operator to becoming the full-time engineer for Racer TV, along with a position of broadcast director for all Racer TV telecasts. Dylan's presence is truly missed, professionally and personally. Godspeed, Dylan Acord.
Taking drone, ready bolt, ready one, and take one, ready drone, go back down, and take a drone, ready bolt.
Summer break is over, and we are back with the Progressive Grand National Cross Country Racing Series presented by Specialized. And boy, a lot at stake. Bryson Neal, he's in the driver's seat. He's coming off the big win at Snowshoe going into summer break. Will that momentum he carried into the break return here in silly season? A lot of hungry riders, though. Hunter Hart still a shot at the title, but he's got to click off wins. Can he make it happen here today and set the foundation for these last 3 rounds? And of course, hey, he's been kind of quiet on social media. What has Cole Richardson been up to? You know he is going to come out swinging. And of course, how about it, the Gator, Adam McGill? He's had a sensational year himself. We are in West by God, Virginia. Can he make something happen today? John Glonna Jr., the list goes on and on and on, and it all starts right here, right now on Racer TV.
Are you ready to go? GNCC Racer!
Good afternoon and welcome to round number 10 of the 2023 Progressive Grand National Cross Country Racing Series presented by Specialized, an AMA National Championship. We are here at the Bechtel Summit Reserve in West by God, Virginia. Summer break has ended. We're back to racing GNCC, and boy, does it feel good. Setting the stage for today, of course, Bryson Neal, your points leader coming into today with 2 227. Next closest rider, Hunter Hart with 180. Cole Richardson in the number 3 spot with, how about this, Adam McGill, 4th in points, and John Glotta Jr. rounding out that top 5. Well, momentum in the favor of Bryson Neal. There's no doubt about it. He's got 5 wins under his belt on the year, sitting comfortably out front. What is the strategy for Bryson Neal today? Does he come out swinging? Does he try to grab another win? Does he maintain this lead? I got to thank the Bidwell Bullet. He's going for it. He is going to have a strong race here today, but I guarantee you he's going to be challenged. Hunter Hart, a touching tribute to the Molander family coming into this weekend. He's racing with a heavy heart, but nonetheless, I got to think he's going to have something up his sleeve, something special today out of Hunter Hart. You got to keep your eyes on that young man. And the Cole train, Cole Richardson, relatively quiet as far as social media is concerned over the summer break. Does that spell danger for everybody else? Was he putting in the work? Is he coming out swinging? I got to think so. And, of course, Adam McGill, John Glotta Jr., he wants that win. He's started the season red hot, and the last couple of rounds just not going his way. You know he wants to end this season on a high note. I got to think John Glotta Jr. not going to be satisfied with a 5th OA on the season. Look for him to do some great things out there today. And, of course, the XC2 class certainly stacked in that one. Looking forward to seeing how that one plays out here today. But, hey, 3 rounds left. In the past, we had 4 rounds after summer break. We are in the middle of silly season. Maybe the season hasn't gone the way you expected it to, and you want to end it on a high note. Maybe you've got that momentum. Maybe you're wanting a top 10. Whatever the case is, there's plenty of storylines coming into today, and we are ready to get to it here at the Summit Bechtel Reserve for this, the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer GNCC. We're going to take a short break after this, get a word in from our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll be down on the starting line for those 10-second calls, and we'll go racing here on Racer TV.
All-new Yamaha YZ450F. Narrower, more compact, and lighter. Built to do one thing: go faster. Flexible financing options offered directly through Yamaha are available. See your local Yamaha dealer today.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond, because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
GNCC Racing on Racer TV is brought to you by Progressive. You could save hundreds on your car insurance. Specialized turbo e-bikes. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready.
Injured rider, you do not have to sacrifice your race, but note the mile marker and tell the first official you see where the injured rider can be found. We will get help on the way. Once the checkered flag is thrown, our sweep crew will check the course to make sure all riders and their machines are retrieved. Pit crews, if you are missing a rider, please notify the finish line scorer. Riders, if you break down, stay with your machine unless you are injured. Our crew cannot tow out a machine without a rider to steer it. Your race will be 2 hours.
And hello and welcome to everybody out and about watching on RacerTV.com. This is the Progressive Grand National Cross Country Racing Series presented by Specialized, your AMA National Championship, and we welcome you folks at home. Boy, it feels good to be back at a GNCC. You heard some rider meeting there with Rodney Tomlin, and at this time, we will turn the microphone over to our trail boss for a course description, Mr. Ryan Eccles.
Thank you, Mikey. Yeah, guys, from what I'm hearing from the morning race, the changes that we did for this year is making it a lot more fun. Everybody said they really enjoyed that track out there. So a little less rocks than you guys are used to here, but it's going to be a whole lot more fun to ride. So you guys are going to take off from the start here. You'll have a little bit of a grass track to go over to the 1 mile mark. It's just in this little piece of woods. Jump back out. You'll head down over the hill. Our guys will take you through the Monster Mile. Like we said earlier, if you've been down there walking it, you can go straight through it. There's a line smooth that goes out through there, and you're like, yeah, this is the line. And you get to the end, and you have to come back up over the hill with rocks. So that's the way I went earlier when I came around. It's still pretty good. So you'll get through that. You'll come back up over by that H2O thing. A little bit of trackside there. You guys will dive back in the woods. I'll take you over to the 2 mile mark. Just like the morning quads did, you guys will go left at the 2, go down, go across that bridge. You have a fast little straightaway up over the hill to get you back in the woods. Real fun stuff, guys, all the way out through there. I'll take you over to the 4 mile mark up on the hill. You make your way past the 4. You have a couple little tight single quad track, I'd call it, through there. Back down over the hill to bring you over to the 5. So you have your little rock garden there at the 5. Morning, didn't have any issues with it. You guys will be good. You go through the 5 there. The 6, the 7's all super good dirt, guys. The 7.5, you guys are going to break off from in the morning. You guys will get into some fresh stuff over past the 8 mile mark. 8, come back around. You guys won't see the 9 mile mark. That's on the bike only piece. You're real close to it, but you'll just miss it. You'll come from there, come back around, come down the downhill in the back. Guys, be careful on that downhill. I'll bring you that little low water crossing over to the 10 mile mark. And be careful on that straightaway. It's a fast straightaway for half a mile or so. So you'll get down that straightaway, go across the bridge, past the checkpoint there, back up over the hill, and that's where you guys will turn left and go into the power point. So if you guys hadn't walked it, when you come through the power point, there's an inside line up through the rocks, or you can go down to the other trail. It comes out, and then it comes back up into the power point again. So if you go down, that's the easier way. If you go left early, that's the harder, rockier way. So whichever way you guys want to go through that, take you through the power point. A couple little fast sections back and forth up to the finish. You guys will come back through the pro pits, come back over here behind the starting line, and it'll tie you back in. So you guys are right at 10 miles pretty much on the dot. So good luck, have fun, and pay attention to those arrows.
All right, thank you for that, Ryan Eccles. Hey, we want to introduce Patty. A lot of you folks out there are very familiar with Patty. Hey, we'll give you a chance. We're on Racer TV, man. Welcome to GNCC. You're kind of a, what do we call you, the course inspector, man, but you have a rich history in racing. Tell us a little bit about it here real briefly.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate the opportunity to be here at GNCC Racing. I grew up racing hare scrambles locally in Virginia pretty much all my life. Went and did a lot of national enduro racing and have just been real passionate about the sport my whole life and enjoying dirt bike racing.
Well, hey, you've been out there, you've been inspecting the course, hey, making sure the arrows are in place, the course hasn't been, messed with or anything like that. Is this track certified to race?
This track is certified ready to race.
There we go. You got it. The official word from Patty himself. Take it away for the safety points from Rodney Tomlin.
Racing, like all motorsports, can be dangerous. Racers, now that you have had an opportunity to inspect the race course, have heard the race procedures and a description of the course. If you feel that either you or your machine is not prepared, then now is the time for you to withdraw for a complete refund of your entry fee, no questions asked. It is your responsibility to operate your machine in a safe manner, maintaining control at all times. Extreme caution is required when approaching areas with high concentrations of fans. Do not take unnecessary risks that endanger the safety of fans. You will be penalized for reckless racing. Race fans, due to the nature of GNCC racing, there is no fence barrier around the race course. It is your responsibility to keep yourself and your children a safe distance from the race course. Never turn your back on oncoming racers and use extreme caution when crossing the race course. And remember, stay off the track. For the safety of everyone, unauthorized drones are prohibited and will be confiscated. Finally, unauthorized pit vehicles are prohibited and may be confiscated. Absolutely no pit vehicles permitted in the woods or on the racetrack. Crew members are prohibited from using pit vehicles during the race. Thank you for your cooperation. Have fun and race safe.
All right, thank you for that. Voice of Rodney Tomlin. Well, hey, we have a couple of special presentations here this afternoon. We're going to, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to our first responders. If you're out there, keep your eyes and ears open. We're going to have a special presentation for you coming up in a moment. But right now, as the folks at home know, if you have social media, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that we had two of our own inducted into the AMA Hall of Fame. One of those Barry Hawk and one of those Rita Coombs. And I asked Rita, I said, do you want to go first? Ladies first. She said, no, I'll go last. So we will start with you. Barry, first and foremost, hey, congratulations. Well-earned honor, man. Just, I'm going to let you put it in your own words. Walk us through that experience.
Yeah, I mean, when I grew up racing B-class on ATVs a long, long time ago, you know, I just started racing, having fun, and it got to the point where I wanted to start beating everyone. I wasn't just out there to ride to have fun, and the competitiveness took over, and I started getting some wins, and before I knew it, I had a championship. I mean, there was a lot in between there, but, you know, I wanted to be the guy and end up being a guy for several years, and, you know, I mean, these guys out here, there's probably a million things going through their minds right now, but, I mean, a lot of hard work and dedication, you can get there. I mean, that's where how I got there was just I wanted to do it. That was the worst thing in the world I wanted to do was win, and I was able to achieve it. So it's pretty awesome. There were several things the other day at whenever I got to the museum, and I had never been there. I'm ashamed to say that, but I was never there until Wednesday, and I kind of took my bike in and start walking through, and it really didn't hit me until I got to the end, and there was just the big wall with everybody's names on it. And I'm looking at some of these names, I'm like, holy crap, these are some bad people that done some incredible things. I mean, bad in a good way, you know. Like, my name's going to be here, and it kind of hit me then. And, you know, it's a great honor. And, yeah, I mean, it's been awesome up to this point. Everything Thursday night, the ceremony and everything, and getting to share the stage with Rita and Ryan Dungey and Grant Langston and Travis Pastrana, it was definitely pretty neat.
Well, Barry, on behalf of the GNCC Racing Nation, hey, make some noise for your Hall of Famer, Barry Hawk.
I have a question for Barry.
Okay, hey, here you go.
Now, all these fellas here, they're all supporters of yours, and they probably grew up watching you. I hate to say that. But the question that I got about you was, where's that quad or four-wheeler? Where is it? There was a bike in the museum, and I said, no. Where's the quad? I'll bet you sold it.
I got an answer. No. I actually.
Pay for your second career.
Yeah. That crossed my mind, but no, that didn't happen. I sold one of my quads to buy a pickup truck, though.
Oh,
But one of my quads actually, whenever the whole process started and they said about donating something, I said I have an ATV. That's what I thought. I'm an ATV guy at heart. And their first answer was, well, we don't know if we have enough room. So I said, I have a bike. They said, yep, bring it out. So that's why there's a bike in there. But fast forward to Thursday night after the ceremony, I think Rita and a few other people there got to talking, and they came up to me and they said, hey, we made a mistake. We need one of your ATVs in here. I said, I can bring it out here. Well, after we get through this weekend, we'll coordinate it, and I'll get an ATV in the museum. So it's pretty neat to be able to have an ATV and a bike in there. It's awesome.
I love that. I love it. I'm gonna point something out. That right there was a perfect example of Rita Coombs right there. We're about to talk to you and talk to you about being the godmother of racing, okay? And what does she do? She diverts the attention right back to Barry. That speaks to your character, Rita. I think I often say, if you race, whether it be a national, a local, in a roundabout way, we're all racing because of the things that you and Big Dave did. Talk to us a little bit about that, just the culmination of all of your hard work.
Well, I can tell you, these guys here on the starting line, if they're old enough, they all had a part in getting Barry and I this honor. There is no doubt in my mind, because of the amount of guys who have walked up today and yesterday and said congratulations. It's because of people like these guys that we're in there. And you know what? I appreciate it. It's so humbling. What a life I've had, and I've had fun every single day doing it.
That's a message right there. Have fun every single day. One more time. Make some noise for your Hall of Famers, Barry Hawk and Rita Coombs. I'm so sorry. That's the boss lady right there. They knew I was going to do it too. They knew I was going to do it. All right. Okay, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, again, those first responders, go ahead and start making your way up forward here. I know we got a lot of special presentations today, but rightfully so. Before we get to our recognizing our first responders, though, we want Mr. Ricky Towery to lead us in a word of prayer. Take it away, Ricky.
Thank you, Mikey. Hey, let's go to the Lord and let's have a word of prayer together this afternoon. Heavenly Father, once again, we thank you for bringing us all together safely. You brought us to such a beautiful place, such a beautiful day. We thank you for the scouts for letting us use this property. Lord, watch over these riders this afternoon. We ask you to keep them safe. Let them go out there and have a good time together. Lord, we have a special prayer request this morning to be with the Dillon Acord family in the days and weeks to come, that they may find some comfort through you each and every day. Lord, we've been talking about and remembering 9/11 this week. It's been 22 years since that happened. It changed the United States way of living in certain ways and certain things. These families and friends still need to be remembered today for ones that was lost that day. Continue to be with them years later. Continue to be with them each and every day, that they may find some comfort through you. Lord, we just thank you for being in control of all each and every day. Do continue to watch over our military men and women that are out there watching over us in all different places of the world. We just thank you once again for caring about us and watching over us and being in control of all things. We thank you, since 9/11 happened, you've let this country keep moving forward, and help us to keep doing that today and tomorrow, that we may keep moving forward each and every day. We just thank you once again. We ask that you would take us all home safely when it's over with. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that word of prayer, Ricky Towery. And now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask, this is our race where we do a salute to our first responders. So prior to our national anthem getting underway, we would like to ask all of our first responders, paramedics, law enforcement, firefighters, are currently serving or retired military servicemen and women, please step forward right up here where our XC1 would be lined up. And we have got challenge coins
that our staff and crew are going to be handing out to you. And we heard Ricky Towery talking about it in his prayer. 9/11, September 11th, 2001. And as I look out, I got to think some of the folks out there, you may not have even been alive when it happened. It's been that long ago, but obviously the impact that day had on our nation and really how it changed the entire world. But the one thing it doesn't break is the American spirit. And without our first responders there on that day, whether they were on duty, they were off duty, everybody got in the fight and helped us get back on our feet. So, again, if you're not up there yet, keep making your way up. We have plenty of those challenge coins left. Men and women right there, look at that. What a sight. Your own. They're right beside you on the racetrack, and they're beside you in the trenches. That right there is what GNCC racing is all about. Make some noise for your first responders here at the Mountaineer. Thank you. And still, hey, they're still coming up in droves. We'll give them a couple of seconds here. Got more down on the far right, George. More coming up on the left. I got to think we stayed. I know the GNCC Racing Nation. We could be here all day. They'll keep coming out of the woods, I promise you. There's some working right now saying, I got a job to do, but I'll be there in a minute. Love it. That right there, again, that is what GNCC Racing is all about. All right, well, without further ado, boy, how do you follow a Hall of Fame recognition? How do you follow the first responders recognition? Well, you do it with a live singing of our national anthem. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask, please, if you have not already, remove your hats, cross your hearts, as we honor the greatest nation in the world with the singing of our national anthem by Kyla Meadows.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, all right, all right. Well, as if the adrenaline isn't already going enough after those, let's call it what it was, some opening ceremonies right there. Man, it is good to be back at the Progressive Grand National Cross Country Racing Series here. DJ Judd has exited the Monster Energy Activation Transport. Well, maybe. He's trying. Is he heading that way? All right. All right, hey guys, if you are along this fence line, we got to have you go way over there. We can't have anybody on this fence line. You are on the racetrack. Rider intros coming up next. All right, so without further ado, we
got to do rider intros. I'm rusty. I'm shaking the rust off. I was trying to move the Monster Energy Activation Transport. No, sir. We got to do some rider intros. So, without further ado, let's meet your top riders out of the XC1 rolling to the line. First, the number 1 out of Bidwell, Ohio on a Phoenix Racing Yamaha, the Bidwell Bullet, Bryson Neal. Rolling to the line next, the number 3, although he's got a different number this weekend as he pays tribute to the Molander family out of Newfield, New York on an HH Racing and Ithaca Recreation backed Yamaha, Hunter Hart. Rolling to the line next, the number 4 out of Edinburgh, Pennsylvania on a Richardson Racing Action Off-Road backed Yamaha, the Cole Train, Cole Richardson. Rolling to the line next, the 5-2-1 out of Waverly, West by God, Virginia on an Ober Tires and Moose Racing backed Honda, the Gator, Adam McGill. Rolling to the line next, the 7-1-2 out of Waxhaw, North Carolina on a Pierce Performance and Action Off-Road backed Yamaha, John Glotta Jr. Rolling to the line next, the number 9 out of Casca, Pennsylvania on a JMR and GBC backed Honda, the Cobra, Jared McClure. Rolling to the line next, the number 11 out of Akron, Ohio, rocking the bleached blonde hair. How about it for the B&R Motorsports and GBC packed Yamaha of Josh Merritt. Rolling to the line next, the 6-2-1, an absolute rookie sensation on the SBR and GBC backed Yamaha, Wyatt Wilkin. Rolling to the line next, the 7-0-3 out of Petersburg, Indiana on an Abney Racing and Action Off-Road backed Yamaha, Austin Abney. Rolling to the line next, the 7-2-3 out of Rogers, Ohio, looking for a little momentum here in silly season on the GBC and Fly Racing backed Yamaha, Walker Fowler. Rolling to the line next, the number 14 out of Sunbury, Pennsylvania on the Action Off-Road and GBC backed Yamaha, Chris Borich. Rolling to the line next, the 7-1-4 out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on a Bulletproof Doors and B&R Motorsports backed Yamaha, Ronnie Rush. And last but certainly not least, welcome to the GNCC, all the way from ATVMX, the 881 out of North Carolina on a Phoenix Racing Yamaha, Joel Hetrick. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your starting class for the XC1 Pro here at this Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer GNCC. It was a long summer break, but we're back, baby. And ooh, does it feel good. DJ Judd, he's out of the Monster Energy Activation Transport, jumps in the RMAX 1000 Yamaha, and this, he throws on the sparkle helmet. That's always what it is for me. It's the sparkle helmet. And this is where we like to say, DJ Judd, remove the meat. Like a Beyond Burger, baby. We take the meat right out. Ooh, can't even imagine a Beyond Burger, though. No way. No, thank you. I want that USDA Prime Chuck. We're here for it. All right, all eyes now will fix on turn number 1, where the maestro himself, Ricky Towery, will take the reins of this race, and we go as he goes. Bryson Neal with a pretty healthy points lead here in 2023. 1 minute. 1 minute. As we are just about ready to set it off now. Again, B. Neal, the Bidwell Bullet. He's got a comfortable lead, but how comfortable is too comfortable? Anything can happen. Ask Bryson Neal that himself. He knows it. He's experienced it. Is he going to be conservative today? Is he going to try to get out front and run away with it? Welcome back to Walker Fowler. Is he closer to Walker Fowler for me? Said I'm about 75%. Blue flag waves. Shut him down, shut him down, shut him down, shut him down. And of course, Hunter Hart, how will Hunter do? Cole Richardson, the Gator in West Virginia, can't count him out. I gotta ask you, West Virginia, are you ready to go GNCC racing? Ooh, that's pretty good, but by God, we have waited all summer long for this. We are back at a Grand National Cross Country, so let me ask you one more time. Are you ready to go GNCC racing? 10 seconds for row number 1, the XC1 Pro. Bang, and we're off. Oh, not a great start for Cole Richardson. He is buried in the back of the pack. Going up and getting it, the number 9, the sneaky snake, the Cobra. Jared McClure will grab that hole shot and the early lead as we turn our attention now to the XC2. Steve Harrell, Charles Dunn, Steve Harrell on the brink of a championship. Grayson Eller, Brandon Owens, Kenny Schick, Chase Allison. 10 seconds. Lane McCormick, Tanner Walker, James Glotta, and the 981 of Jonathan Johnson. That looked like it might have been Eller out in front. And that is the 171. Boy, how about that? Grayson Eller absolutely rolling right there. Here we go with a College A, 16-19, ready to roll in 10 seconds. Keaton Henderson, Briggs Lazelle, Parker Henderson, Alex Tiemann, Charlie Stewart, Andre Williams, Christopher Howard, Connor Brandt, Elijah Edmondson, Caden Lambrino, Tavin Cook, Dominic Stevens, Jace Cooper, Chance Hickey, Logan Steele, Michael Horwath. Oh, good battle. That's going to be the 285 of Caden Lambrino out of Morgantown, West Virginia on that Bruno Racing back ride. Seconds. Junior A 20 plus, Henry Moore, Colton Kushta, Brady Myers, Dalton Keys, Riley Salick, William Wallace, Alex Elioff, Paul Brady, Logan Case, William Walden, Zach Knight, Travis Blanish, Devin Masters, and Corey Vandelinder. That's going to go to the 1, 2, 3 of Dalton Keys on the Honda out of Holton, Indiana. Full shot and early lead as we turn our attention now to the Vet A30 plus. 10 seconds. Tyler Griffith, Nick Davidson, Dave Machisco, Christopher Kirby, Cody Holcomb, and Jared Little, the 721. As our riders jockey for position, good and clean out in front is going to be the 228. That is Nick Davidson on that B&R Motorsports GBC and Fly Racing backed Yamaha with a whole shot and early lead. Here we go, Senior A40 plus in 10 seconds. Jeffrey Pickens, Brad Whitehead, Todd Muscala, the Marlboro Man, Derek Hart, Dirk DeSarcy, Paul Myers, TJ Barrett, Brian Foltz, Zachary Phillips in the 719 of Chris Conklin out of West Virginia. Here we go, little checkup from the neck up, but that's going to be the 030 Brad Whitehead on that JMR backed Honda. Getting it done. One more rider trying to get off the line. That's the 410. They're saying move him to the side. Paul Myers with some struggles. They're moving him left, moving him. Ain't trying. College B 16-18 coming up next. Jays Berger, Caden Bolliard, Bryson Bellamy. Keep going, he says. Keep going, keep pushing. Jeremy's on the way. Isaac Hart, Alex Goss, Hayden Hunter, David Witt, Tate Long, Ryan Hindershot, Andrew Adams. 10 seconds. Dayton White, Caden Scott, Nicholas Daring, Nick Foreman. Woo! Adam Safel, Aiden Jones, Nathan Frobel, Aiden Aliff, and Cody Whitaker. He was off like a rocket ship, but he's doing donuts after turn 2. Mercy sakes alive. Do it for the whole shot, I guess. Junior B, 19 plus, 10 seconds. Michael Worth, Rigdon Doran, Hunter Boyle, Pat Davis, Connor Adar, Gavin Temple, Paul McCloskey, Clayton Kawasaki, Caleb Adar, Austin Newsom, Hunter Godsey, Michael Donston, Andrew Davidich, Easton Snyder. Who wants it? The 501 of Michael Donston wants it. Rider out of North Lima, Ohio on the Yamaha. And one more rider trying to get off the line. Can he get it done? Yeah, got her fired up. A lot of time to make up there. Yeah, there you go. Cheer him on. I love it. We're here for it. Vet B 30 plus coming up next. Nathan Tickle, David Kite, Ken Bauer. 10 seconds. Chris Carson, Tyler Miller, Daniel Norman, Matthew Hartwell, John Higgins, and the 959 of Robert Henson. Here we go, here we go. Jockeying for position, good drive out in front. The 819 will hang on to it. That is John Higgins on that Red Bear Racing Waynesburg Yamaha right there, grabbing a whole shot and early lead. Senior B, 40 plus, 10 seconds. Douglas Bailey, Ricky Lewis, Greg Phillips, Jason Lemley, Travis Fleming, Bobby McCauley, Mike Horwatt, and Luke DeCerci. Do not cross that starting line yet, folks. One more bike to get off the line. There he goes on his way, and here they come. Into the whole shot. Ooh, look like 357 it is. Ricky Lewis out of Canova, West Virginia on the B&R and LS4 backed Yamaha. And that is going to wrap things up for us here for the start. Mercy sakes alive, it is good to be back at the Progressive Grand National Cross Country Racing Series. This is the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer GNCC. We'll get a word from our sponsors and we'll be right back in just a moment.
All-new Yamaha YZ450F. Narrower, more compact, and lighter. Built to do one thing: go faster. Flexible financing options offered directly through Yamaha are available. See your local Yamaha dealer today.
Born of family values and a homegrown work ethic, Cometic Gaskets seals your machine so you can focus on the finish line. Cometic Gaskets are the competitive standard for racers who demand the very best. Cometic Gaskets are constructed from superior materials designed to perform in the most demanding environment, whether it's championships on the line or a day in the dirt with friends. Professionals and enthusiasts depend on Cometic. Cometic Gaskets, sealing championships since 1989.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond, because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
Last season was my best season ever by far. I won a lot of races. I won a championship, and it was also my first year using ARMA. And one of the things I noticed was just my ability to string good days together. You know, like especially in the summertime in Florida where you're riding every day and the heat index is 108 degrees and you're doing 230s and going to the gym and bicycle and all that stuff. I think in the past I've been super inconsistent day to day. Yeah, I may have a good race here or a good day during the week there, but overall I think where I improved the most was my consistency in my recovery.
GNCC Racing on Racer TV is brought to you by Progressive. You could save hundreds on your car insurance. Specialized turbo e-bikes. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the GNCC series presented by Specialized. We're here in Beckley, West Virginia for the 2023 Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer Grand National Cross Country Race. My name is Jackson Burrell, and I'm alongside Zach Herron. We will also be joined by Mikey Wayne, Johnny G, and Cody Collier later in the show. But for now, stay tuned as Zach takes us through the start of this 2-hour event.
Yeah, thanks, Jackson. Here we are, the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer GNCC. And, man, this is one we've been looking forward to. Everybody says this one's a little different. You've got the summer break before this. Everybody's been working hard, whether you're coming off of a bad result or whether you're trying to make up for a bad result. Everybody comes out swinging here for the second half of the season. Not even the second half. The last couple races here in the 2023 Progressive GNCC Series, as now we take a look at the Specialized start recap and taking a look there at the XC1 to start things off. A nice grassy start, a good drive all the way across the line, but just sneaking up on the inside there. Watch him hug the tight line, and it's going to be Jared McClure grabbing the whole shot, takes a quick look over, and I believe that was John Glotta Jr. going to slide into the second place spot with Hunter Hart rounding out your top three. A couple of riders coming together, getting out of that first turn. Couldn't quite see the number on that. So John Glotta is actually in the back end of the pack, so I'm not exactly sure who there is in second. As you can see right now, dust is the word that we're worried about right now, especially in some of these open field sections. You can just see right there immediately. The second half of that opening field has to check up a little bit. Couldn't see what was right in front of their face. And so that's going to be something that's going to play throughout the entirety of this race. Now, taking a look at the XC2 class, and getting a great drive from the center of the start line. It's going to be that Phoenix Racing Yamaha machine, Grayson Eller, grabbing the whole shot and putting a little bit of distance between himself and the rest of the XC2 field headed into turn number 2. Now, once again, that second corner seems to be tricky for some riders. A lot of people sliding out even following this XC2 start. But it's going to be Eller leading them into the woods along with the rest of that XC2 class. So that is your Specialized start recap out here from the Mountaineer GNCC. And now we're getting a look. This is your lead group coming through. So I believe that was the number 2. I'm trying to take a look at the numbers there. I believe that was Neil just in front of the Gator, followed by Glauda. I'm not sure. That might have been Hetrick there. There was the 14.
Speaking of which, for those that don't know, Joel Hetrick is racing with us here today at the GNCC. That is the ATV Pro Motocross Champion. So it's good to have him out here at the GNCC, and I'm excited to see how he is going to rank up against the top GNCC racers.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting to watch. Joel Hetrick, the man to beat out on the ATV MX side of things, and excited for the Phoenix Racing Yamaha crew to decide to let him come over and try these things out. I'd be curious to see how much he was working with Bryson Neal, talking with Grayson Eller and them, trying to figure out exactly how to set up the ATV for this style of racing as compared to the ATV MX, because I can only imagine. Very different. Obviously, we're getting a look at some of the rocks, which is another theme that we talk about a lot out here at the Mountaineer. The rocky, bumpy conditions out here makes for a pretty difficult course, Jackson.
No doubt about it. You can just see in this one shot all the rocks, and here we have our track map of the Mountaineer course.
And we talk about it. Some of these sections have, or some of these tracks that we go to have wide open sections, lots of field, lots of fire lanes. If you not here, majority of your track going to be off in the woods, thick trail, tight in some sections, actually some high speed sections as well, we've been told. And so a majority of our time going to be spent off in the thick of it, and then right as they get ready to come through the start finish area, you'll pop out into the woods. And so we're getting word right now that they're somewhere between the 4-mile marker and the 8-mile marker. So that's that should be the next time our cameras pick them up, is when they check in for the 8-mile marker, as we take a look at this Yamaha racing track map. Jackson, this property, I can't say enough about it. This place is incredible.
Incredible, and it is a huge property. As you can see in the left side of your screen on the bottom, that is where we are camping out here on the property, and you can see the scale of this property. Zach having a little bit of a hard time finding his way in here, as I'm sure a lot of people here are. It is a huge facility, and we can't thank the Boy Scouts for allowing us to be out here and racing our machines.
I just wanted to make sure that he actually was a Boy Scout and knew how to give me directions to where I needed to be. It was all a big plan, folks, okay? I knew what I was doing the whole time, all right? But no, it's we're excited to be here. A lot of people, it's our first time, but people tell us throughout the whole year that this place is extremely pretty to come to. It's a good time for the whole family, and we've been having fun all day today, and I'm looking forward to more of it. But I think we're going to take a look now at our 2023 points graph. This is really cool too, Jackson. Adam Gordon, our producer, put this together. This shows you how the points have spread out throughout this 2023 season, and it's been a wild one.
Yep, you can see Bryson Neal there with the yellow and the orange line. He lost the points lead for just a little while, gains it back there at round 6, and it is a steady climb from round 6 on.
Absolutely, yeah. Bryson has clearly shown he's got things figured out. Hunter Hart has been right there. He's got the speed. He's got the fitness to go along with it as well, but just hasn't been able to quite put it together these last couple of rounds. Cole Richardson, he was up there in the mix as well early in the season. I know he's still trying to put things together, but coming off of 2 really good performances, we look for Cole Richardson to try to respond. The Gator, he said he's feeling dangerous. Anytime the Gator says he's feeling dangerous, be scared, folks. I don't know what else to say.
Watch out.
And so that is going to be exciting to watch. But right now, yeah, you can see the orange and yellow line of Bryson Neal. It's way up there above everybody else. So right now, you're feeling good if you're Bryson Neal.
He has a 47-point gap on second place of Hunter Hart as far as the championship is concerned. Cole Richardson in third, but the leaders are on the screen. John Glauda coming around there towards the back of that lead pack.
Trying to see some numbers on those riders there, kind of getting a hit with a wave of dust as they come through as well. But we do want to welcome somebody that has been out there, got things figured out, and figured out how to get it done well. Cody Collier, what's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. No, I'm feeling great. No, it was track's beautiful this weekend, you know. I live in Ohio, not too far from here, and we haven't gotten like any rain in the last month. So when I came out here, I was expecting this to be a dust bowl, and I know we got a little bit of dust here on camera, but for the lack of rain we've had in the last month, the conditions here couldn't be better.
That's awesome, man. And you're coming off of a 4x4 Pro win, came all the way down to the wire. Seems like this is a really racy track. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. There's a lot of pace to be had here, and there you can make up some time in some sections if you're willing to let it hang out. So yeah, it's that risk and reward here, and try and be smooth and find those good lines to these rocks and keep that forward momentum, and just try to be smooth out here. A lot of weird holes, a lot of rocks, a lot of roots, and dirt soft, so you're getting a lot of holes in and out of every corner. So it's just trying to miss those holes and carry that speed.
Absolutely, and not only have the racers come out in groves, but as you can see at the Monster Mile, the fans are hanging out here as well. Everybody having a great time. Beautiful weather and a beautiful course out there, as Cody was just saying. A couple of those guys rocking the Moto tees. Like I said, guys, you got to get it while you can if you're here on property. And even those folks at RacerTV.com at home watching, I bet you some of them are in a Moto Tees t-shirt right now.
That's where I'm heading right after this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get me my boys, John Glauder Jr. and Wyatt Wilkin, the ATVs on the T-shirt this weekend. So I have a couple buddies at home text me, ask me make sure I get a couple for them on the way home. So
you got to get it.
I'll be going home 5-6 shirts this weekend.
And speaking of which, you can order those online at Moto Tees. So make sure to grab the official event T-shirts if you weren't able to make it out here. It's not too late. You can get it online after the event.
And there's one of me on there.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get
Cody
some
Collier edition.
Other events as well. And so we wait on our leaders to come through here. Now, Cody, you saw those replays, especially in that first little short shoot of the open section, really, really dusty. Now, it doesn't quite look like it's like that in the woods, but talk about how important getting a good start was for these riders right now.
Yeah, like with the dust, the passing here is pretty limited. We've been racing here for a few years, so a lot of the good little cut lines have been opened up, and they're pretty obvious. So unless someone makes a bobble and a good split line, you never know. And for some lines from last year didn't get found until the last lap either. So,
hey, everybody getting creative out here. As long as they're playing within the rules, it's all fair out here. As everybody is going for it, these tight battles, and we talk about Bryson Hill. He's got a comfortable points lead out front right now, but even these folks in second, third, fourth, they are battling for each and every position in these overall point standings.
Yeah. Just if you're a guy that's struggling to be in the top 10 in overall points, you can put together 2 of 3 top 5 overall finishes here. That's really going to help your case for getting a single-digit number for next year. And how about that? Stephen Harrell getting ready to possibly wrap up his championship. The XC2 championship has 8 of 9 wins on the year from that XC2 class, and I think he's literally 1 point shy of being able to already have it locked up. So he's got to gain 1 point on the second place of, I think it's Grayson Eller with his consistency. So gain 1 point on Grayson today. He's locked it up. He might play around in the XC2 for a couple more rounds, or he might just you might see him in XC1 the last couple, or XC2 champ. So.
Yeah, that could be exciting to watch. And as somebody that's carried the weight of a number 1 plate, do you think Harold's feeling that right now? Do you think there's any extra pressure sitting on the line?
Not with the points lead he's got. His job today is just go out there and just don't mess it up. Like you got a good points gap. You've got the pace. There's only a couple guys that can even run your pace in that class. So as long as you keep digging away with it, you'll be all right.
Yeah, that sounds good. And talking about people that know how to run the number 1, let's talk about the number 1. Bryson Neal, he's feeling good. He's been working hard, and we were actually able to catch up with Bryson Neal. And, actually, it sounds like we've got riders on camera here. We're taking a look around at the Monster Mile.
Oh, yeah, they split on the back side of the Monster Mile here. The tracks pretty much touch right before the 11-mile marker, which it looks like they have us ready for them to come by at the 11.
There we go. So let's see who is going to be popping out in front. As you can see, whether it's the FMF PowerPoint, Monster Mile, wherever it's at on the track, the fans come out in groves, everybody wanting to get eyesight of their favorite rider. And so we are anxiously awaiting to see who's going to be out front.
It doesn't look like we ran this section from what I can tell. This looks fresh just for the PM guys. So nice little cutoff for them. Nice little rocky off-camber section to test their technical riding a little bit.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think the technicality here is going to come into play as well.
That's Sneaky Snake with the lead.
Let's see.
They take a slow line around the bottom. It looks like Bryson Neal, Hunter Hart, McGill, Jr., Wyatt Wilkin right there in the middle. Oh, that's Cole. I apologize. That's Cole Richardson there. Josh Merritt. There's Wyatt Wilkin. I thought I seen him up front. And Jared McClure took a wrong turn, just lost the lead, and is now back in about 7th or 8th place there. Did not take the hot line there. There's Abney picking his way around the outside of Borch. Got better drive on the top side of that hill. That looks like our motocross champ, Joel Hetrick there, coming out and play. He's got to do a little racing with him. He's a lot of fun out here in XC. Struggling in the rocks a little bit. This ain't no ruts in motocross, but
hey, easy now.
Find his way through.
He's trying.
He'd be making fun of us out on the moto track. So
it is really cool to see those guys crossing over and having the confidence to give it a shot.
XC2 leader here, Brandon Owens.
Wow.
Yeah, Killer already caught the back end of these guys.
Yeah, so Owens on the gas there, and it did look like that. I guess that was Neil that would have inherited the lead with the wrong turn from your early race leader. And talk about, that's got to be a tough feeling to have a wrong turn. It's on you. That just goes to show you got to be paying attention to those arrows out there, like Bolton likes to say.
Yep. No, it is a little bit of a confidence killer, but like if you're trying to make pace out front and then you drop back and you get right back in the pack and they're going slower than what you think that they should be, like it's a confidence boost. Like, okay, I was leading, I've dropped back, and now I can feel like I can pick right through these guys. So it just depends on what that pace is going to be out front. But with Bryson Neal out front now, it may not be that situation for Jared Leclerc.
Yeah, that is probably not what the rest of the field is wanting to see, but it did look like I think Hunter Hart was just behind him. So if there's somebody that's able to kind of latch on to the back of the number one and really give him a fight, we want to see whether Hunter Hart's got that. He's been talking about it all season long. He's been there. It looked like he was in the title fight. He had some bad luck. And so I think for Hart, he's really got something to prove in these final few rounds.
Yeah, I think you got your top 5 or 6 like contenders for podiums and wins out front. It was Neil out front with Hunter Hart and Adam McGill, who's been really strong here, and John Glauda Jr., who I think's been the fastest guy at times, just a couple mistakes away from good podiums and good runs. And you also got Cole Richardson up there, Wyatt Wilkin, and then McClure, who was in the lead. As leaders get ready to pop out into the fields here.
And look at that. We got a wheel-to-wheel battle as they get ready to come across the finish line for the first time.
Neil and Hart, McGill, looks like he might have made a mistake. I think Cole has gotten around Junior, if I'm not mistaken.
Hart is really pushing the issue, going through that scoring area, trying to find a way around Neil.
I imagine Neil's kind of taking a break here, and he's getting ready to charge for the rocky section. This is kind of like your chance to take a breath and then re-attack the next 8 miles of rock. So I think Hart's kind of pushing here, keeping pressure on him, but I think Neil is regrouping a little bit right now.
They make their way through the pit area, catching a glimpse. Doesn't look like anybody's stopping right now. It is full speed ahead. And here we go, Hart trying to pull something along the outside. Going deep into the corner there, wasn't able to make it happen.
Incredible riding there from Hart.
Yeah, just trying to make sure Bryson hears him, lets him know he's there. Just keeping that pressure on the most he can for as long as he can. Try to force a mistake out of the number one.
And that will be hard to do out of Bryson Neal. He has been solid all season long, has not let the pressure get to him.
Yeah, Bryson, it doesn't seem to matter what happens. Obviously, there's been several different circumstances. He had an issue with a line early in the year as far as towards the end of the race. He had some mechanical issues at one point. No matter what it is, he's clearly emotional. He's involved. He's invested, but he never lets it get the best of him. He's got a clear head on his shoulders, and he thinks things through. And right now, that's why he finds himself out front in the points.
It's hard not to get emotional as much work as each and every one of these guys put in. You know, it's hard not to get emotional and feel somewhat attached to it, or else why are you out here? You know, if you're not emotional, why are you out here racing at this level? So it's hard not to be emotional with it.
Yeah, it's funny. We say it's more than a sport; it's a way of life. You know, all of these cliches, if you will, but it's true. It takes a lot. It takes 365, 24/7 to be these top athletes. You know yourself. And it's impressive to see what these riders are able to do, and impressive to see what Bryson was able to do right there in that section, putting several bike lengths between himself and Hunter Hart.
There's a nasty off-camber uphill section that we missed in those woods there. I imagine you just got a clean run there, and then a little bit of dust is helping here. So I'll be interested to see where they're at next time we see them on camera after this 1 mile marker in the Monster Mile, just see if Hunter can hold this pace through the woods or not. There's not a lot of dust out in the woods. It's just going to be mano-a-mano.
And look at the fans, everybody trying to get out of the way. They know racers are coming. And here we go. Here it goes. There is the number one of Bryson Neal on that Phoenix Racing Yamaha coming through. Hunter Hart got a good drive through that. He was carrying a lot of speed coming up there.
Yeah, he took a lot more damage to the machine, though. He bounced over those big rocks and was slapping his rotor guard just like Cole is here. It's a little bit of a straighter line. I got someone going low here. I think that's John Glauda Jr. trying to make the pass, and McGill giving him a thumbs up. Said, bring it, boy. Now, there's a million different ways to hit all these lines, and they're trying to be smooth. The biggest thing about this is see how big that these rocks are, and look how smooth they are. Just different tire placement, just being able to pop over and miss all these big holes, and just being smooth.
And that's an interesting point that you bring up. Obviously, the two-wheeled machines, we know what they have to do. As we see a good pass right there coming through the low line. I believe that was Wyatt Wilkin making the pass.
I think that was Abney. I think Wilkin's up in about 6th or 7th place. But I think Abney and Borge are still in a battle from where Abney passed him on the outside at the 11-mile marker.
And was that Harrell right there? Did he make the pass around Eller?
It looks like Harrell and Hetrick there.
Oh, okay. So Harrell has actually.
And then
worked
there's
his way.
Bowens. So I might have missed Harrell in that first shot at the 11 with everything going on, but it looks like Harrell and Bowens are out front next to first and second in the back of this XC1 pack already.
And yeah, you talked about the hitting the rocks properly. I mean, is there a correct way to do it? Oh, as we see one rider going up.
That's not the correct way to do it, Mr. Rush. Come on, guys, smooth. Now, no, if you're catching all these edges, you're not carrying your momentum over top. So it's just the more drag you have on the bike, the more holes you're hitting. It's just not as fast, not as smooth. So you'll watch the guys that look like the guys that are the fastest through the section have the least amount of like bike movement and bike rock. They're just hopping over all the holes and just carrying their momentum.
The technicality that these riders have, and it's incredible. I think that's been something that Bryson has really excelled in all year. It doesn't matter what the conditions are, he seems to be able to come out on top, and he finds himself in the lead right now. And like I said earlier, we were able to catch up with Bryson, so let's see what Bryson had to say.
Hey guys, Bryson New here. We're at the Beckley, West Virginia GNCC, first race back after summer break, and it's been a long one, since we've seen you guys last on snowshoe. I took about a month and a half off the bike, and that was just a really good reset. Ever since then, everything's been clicking. Made some changes on the bike, and just hanging with family and friends and keeping everything light. We was able to be fortunate enough to have a good points gap going in the summer break with a 47-point gap, 3 races to go. So first and foremost, we're here to take care of that machine and baby that girl, get her to the finish line and maximize the points and try to do the big picture, but we're also ready to battle, So I know Walker's back today, and Cole and Hunter and the gang, everyone's hungry and wanting to win. So we'll see what happens, and we're ready for a fight. Whatever happens, whatever shakes down, bring it on GNCC Racing.
So some great insight there from Bryson. Like I said, he just always seems happy to be here. Just seems like, whatever's going on, if things aren't going his way, they'll work out. If things are going their way, he's very humble, very grateful, and just the kind of attitude that you want to see out of a champion. So exciting things for Bryson Neal, and he's got to be excited right now as he is out front leading the way here in this XC1 class. And as we go deeper down into the field, starting to see some more creative lines. Seems like the further back in the pack we go, sometimes we see people getting real wild with the lines they take.
Yeah, so another interesting note here, how Stephen Harrell's already picking his way to the XC1 pack. We've actually got Stephen Harrell in the overall lead on adjusted time.
How about that? So listen to that, folks. We got Stephen Harrell currently leading the way on adjusted time. And as much as I want to say that surprises me, it doesn't. Harrell has just been on a roll this year. That's another one where he's got that smile on his face, and he's just, yeah, man, we're just doing what we do. He's having a good time. He clearly puts the work in. And so Harrell, the man on the mission right now.
I think he's done it 5 or 6 times this year. Yeah, see, this is how tricky and technical that rock section is right there at that 11-mile marker. Where we've seen Abney passing up and around the outside. If you don't get the proper run with all these steep, sharp edges, they're just going to drag you and pull you. And see, the only guys that are making up this are the guys that are momentum at the bottom. They're not trying to build speed throughout the hill because you're just not with how deep these rocks are. You got to build speed and just tire placement and keep that gription going.
These are rock fleas, not the GNCC mud fleas, as they are doing everything they can to try to help.
They're the mud fleas. They're just multi-purpose. There's no mud out here, so they went to the rocks.
Where they can survive whatever conditions you put a mud flea in.
Oh, come on, Denton. Buddy Denton White, I believe.
Trying to get off and rolling. There he goes. Looks like he finally got through. And it's crazy. We saw this shot earlier. Austin Abney going through. He made it look easy. I even was sitting there thinking, oh, okay, that wasn't too bad. Now you get a little bit more of a realistic view. You get the what makes these guys the pros. They make everything look easy out here.
And that's what I'm talking about, just with them knowing where to place their tires to not hit all these deep holes. No, they just make it look easy. Just go.
And I believe we have our leaders on the screen. Yes, it was. That is Hunter Hart coming around now. Bryson Neal was ahead of him. And, guys, one thing to note about Bryson Neal, he is only 2 wins away from getting himself into the top 5 on the overall list. Bob Sloan is just ahead of him with 24 wins. Bryson Neal is right there with 22. So you know that has to be some encouragement to him to get out here and get these next couple wins under his belt.
So it looks like both Cole and Junior have gotten around the Gator. Gators drop back to the 5th place position.
Yeah, Adam McGill was feeling confident coming in, going to try to regroup and mount a charge here in the later stages of this race.
Yeah, you know, you might have a little arm pump going on. Something's not driving. Something's bothering him with his boot. His boot buckle became unstrapped, whatever it might be. Might be taking a couple miles here to regroup. And he's still with them guys in the top 5, so he hasn't lost time. He just lost a couple positions, letting them make pace, and you just keep in tow.
And excited to see Claude moving forward. Didn't look like he got the best of starts. I originally thought that was him in second, but the drone shot that we got as they were headed into the woods, he was in about 7th or so place going into the woods for the first time. So now continuing to move his way forward as we saw Harrell go by.
That's crazy. He's physically 7th, 6th. Crazy. And there's Hetrick, and there's Bowens. It looked like. Sorry about the shot, folks. Looked like Bowens there, 2nd place XC2.
Looks like these guys are actually pretty spread out already. I mean, especially in that XC2 class. But
Yeah.
It'll be exciting to see. So right now it is Bryson Neal leading the way in the XC1 class, but it is your XC2 leader, Stephen Harrell, leading the way here at the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer GNCC. The 2023 Progressive GNCC Series is back, baby. We're going to get a word from our sponsors.
Tires, a division of Greenball Corp, has been in the tire business for over 44 years. We're passionate about developing quality tires that perform great and bring extraordinary value to our customers. Whether you're looking for a tire that can handle your off-road adventures, need a reliable tire to take you from job site to job site, or simply want a tire with a beefier look that won't break the bank, then check out Canati Tires.
The United States Motorcycle Coaching Association has been setting a standard for motorcycle coaching since 2016. Coaching is important for all riders, no matter the age or skill level. The USMCA connects riders with coaches, whether the rider is just starting out on their motorcycling journey, to a competitive amateur racer looking to reach their next milestone, or the professional athlete trying to clinch a title. Download the Motorcycle Coaching app and get connected to a USMCA certified coach today.
How would you like to go to a school where we take into consideration how students learn best? Well, we do that because we find if we can build the curriculum around the things you are interested in, you're going to do a better job. The mission at On Track School is that educational success is possible while chasing your dreams. Not only will our staff help students to achieve success, they will cheer you on to the finish line. We encourage you to check out On Track School at ontrackschool.com, where we can help you chase your dreams and still get a quality education.
ontrackschool.com. Check it out.
In the premier form of off-road motorcycle racing in the world, it's the beginning of a new era. 17 Supercross, 11 motocross, and those 3 playoff rounds.
Super Motocross World Championship Final. Tickets on sale now. Visit supermotocross.com.
30-second card is up. We've talked all about it. We've watched practice and qualifying. We've theorized. We've bench raced. Now it is time to go. Brakes are up.
every race, every day, in every way. Print, social, digital, video, photo. Every race, every day. Every result, every story, every rider, everything. Moto every day with Racer X.
All right, folks, so here we are at the Monster Energy Mile. We are back, the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Mountaineer GNCC. And, man, this has been exciting. We've got the return of Walker Fowler out here on track. We don't have him in shot right now, but Walker made his return to racing at Snowshoe, and he's back out here this weekend. He says he's feeling significantly better than he was even back at Snowshoe. And we were actually able to catch up with Walker and hear how he's doing coming out of the summer break.
Yeah, obviously, first race back from summer break. Finished Snowshoe with a 6th, which, given my status, my health status and everything, I feel like, a 6th place is where I belong. But nose to the grindstone all summer, and I'm looking forward to at least a 5th place. I want to be better. Realistically, I really want to be a podium guy. I know I can do it. Obviously, my start is going to be a little bit of a disadvantage, starting on the outside or the inside with pick number 11, which is the best pick outside of the top 10. We have to draw spoons, so... yeah, just it's going to be weird. I've had a good start position my entire pro career, so this is kind of all new territory for me, and just going to see what the race gives me. I mean, obviously, the recovery with the injury and everything, it's kind of, I mean, mentally it's taken its toll on me. I'm a lot more timid. I ride really good at my home track. When I go I've been forcing myself to ride a lot of different places and try to get used to being uncomfortably comfortable, and a lot of those tracks aren't beat in. Obviously, we have the youth races, we have the bicycles, we have youth races, we have the morning race. When we get to it, it seems like a really good established trail, so I think mentally that's going to help me, but we'll find out. I bet the first lap I struggle a little bit with arm pump. I'm just not into race shape yet. Race shape is hard. You can't mimic it without racing, and obviously I've only done one, and then we had a long break, so just going to I'm going to do as good as I can, and I'm going to have fun. That's what I keep telling myself. I just need to have a good time and enjoy it. I've made it kind of public. I know I have at least 15 starts in me. I don't know beyond that. And each one of those 15 starts I want to take very serious and make them very special.
And so cool to hear from Walker Fowler there. I saw him earlier today. He was over hanging out watching the youth ATV podium, and I was like, hey, man, where were you when you came into Snowshoe as far as the recovery? And he's like, man, I don't know. You could argue 25% coming in. I just wanted to get back out there. And I was like, all right, well, where are you at now? And I heard Mikey even say it earlier. He's like, man, I'm still probably about 75%. And he's like, that's a lot better. That's more than double the better that I felt since Snowshoe. And so, as you can see, Walker's a champion. He's got the big picture in his head. There's a huge injury that he's coming back from, and I think as long as he keeps the spirits high, keeps having fun out there, I know the fans love seeing Walker Fowler out there. And it's been cool for us, Jackson, to see him as a racer. When we got first introduced to him, he had just gotten hurt. We spent a lot of time talking to him, announcing with him some, and now we get to see the Walker Fowler everybody's told us about.
Yeah, it's cool to see him in action. And speaking of Walker Fowler, he was last year's winner here at the Mountaineer. Colt Richardson was second, Bryson Nill was third, Hunter Hart was fourth, and Austin Abney was fifth. But, yeah, it's good to see Walker Fowler out there. Walker Fowler second in the all-time wins list, but we have a race on the track. I believe that was Bryson Nill just going by.
Yeah, Hunter Hart right on his tail.
Yep, Hunter Hart was like maybe a bike length behind, and so there they go just on the backside of the shot as well. So Hunter, this is a good sign if you're Hunter Hart. Bryson's right there clearly. Cody, you even said maybe Bryson taking a second, try to get his breath and then mount a charge. By now, I feel like he'd be trying to mount that charge, and he's not running away from Hart.
No, and that's what I was talking about. I was like, I want to see, Hart's putting in this big push right now. I want to see how close Hunter Hart is, the next time they come on camera after the 1 mile marker. And we're 7 miles later, and Hunter is just as close as he was at the 1. So it's very, very cool to see. Cole and Junior keeping them honest. Looks like Junior's lost a little touch from Cole Richardson, but they're still very, very close all right there. There's the Gator on screen. It looks like he's lost, 15, 20 seconds at least. And that pace of the front guys just so fast. These are the 10 best ATV racers in the world, arguably, at what we do.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's kind of been Neil's specialty, it seems like. He's just got this pace that nobody can seem to match, and he's able to run it deep into the race where he's able to run a fast enough pace, and then the last little bit, that last hour, he just finds another gear. But for right now, Hart able to latch onto the back of your XC1 leader. But as you can see on screen, that is not your overall leader. We got to talk about Stephen Harrell leading the way right now. And you made an interesting point, Cody. You were telling us about, especially on that first lap, there's a benefit to starting on the second row.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just like we were talking about from my experience in XC2, it was like if you were leading XC2, you kind of pick up on the dust and like the different roost and the different tire placement in the dirt and how the dirt was getting pushed in certain corners, and know whether you could push that corner harder if you needed to check up or not. So just by being smoother or being able to charge in certain sections where you can see that the row in front of you was having issues at that pace, you can make up some serious time on that first lap, just where they're being careful and tiptoeing, and you don't have to because you can see where they've been.
And clearly Harrell's taking advantage of the starting position. We just saw him go through screen there, and looks like we've got switching over to the FMF PowerPoint, mile number 11. Look at the fans, man. Everybody lining top to bottom on these mountainsides. So it sounds like a little bit of track adjusting here. The track crew came down and is working.
Did they leave the main line open, I wonder? But no, it looks like they've opened up. It looks like they've added a go-around. We're hearing from our producers that the hard option is shut down, which I find interesting with these XC1 guys about ready to come on through. But no, it looks like they've got them down to just the slow line, down to one line. Yeah, curious to see what led to that. Obviously, the track crew having to make a decision to best suit the racing itself there. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there were any of the riders still taking that hard line and they're planning on taking it this next lap. They might be in for a surprise. Yeah, they're definitely going to eyes forward. Hopefully they see it. If not, you're going to not have the best drive up the go-around. And that just goes to show how anything can change out here. Even the riders out front, they got to be paying attention. And now as we're 45 minutes into this race, they've got to be starting to get into some thicker lap traffic as well. Cody, I heard you say earlier, not necessarily the best passing track out here. There's got a good race. It's good flow, lots of good racing. But as far as making a pass, not easy out here. It's tough, especially when you got someone that's on the same level as you. It's really tough to make those splits with all the different rocks and roots and stuff that'll come up and grab you. It's tough out here. It's tricky out here for sure. So yeah, this is a replay, we're being told, as to what led to the decision to take out the option. We actually caught sight of this a little bit earlier, but several riders having some pretty significant issues. Yeah, this looks like that same group we watched. We were watching the lap riders having, the back markers having some problems. Yeah, there's Denton. Yeah, that's Denton right there on the inside. It's the same group. Yeah, no, it just chewed out, just tough, and they've just opted to not push quads up it. Yeah, so there we go. We got the word. And so now the leaders are coming around. I wish there was a way to see whether or not the leaders were still taking that hard option or not, because that could be pretty significant as far as I would say an overwhelming majority probably not taking the hard option. But some of those front runners, they're able to make those sections work to their advantage out there. Oh yeah, I guarantee the top 5 guys wouldn't have any issue on that uphill. And if it's, I like leaving the options there. Let the rider pick.
So, guys, we are just a couple minutes to seeing them come around the finish. We are at the mile 11 marker now, waiting for him to come around. We'll see if Stephen Harrell is going to be able to hang on to that overall lead here at the completion of lap number 2. Yeah, I'd be impressed if he held on to it for another lap, but that number 1 play, Bryson Neal, is going to be turning on the burners with the Hunter Hart on his back door. Yeah, I was about to say, even if Bryson wanted to be holding back just a little bit, when you got Hunter right there knocking on your door, there's no choice. You got to go right now. So the table for 2 is set. And speaking of which, there it is. Small gap. Look at that. Whoa! From the inside, Hunter Hart said, move. Wow. I will take that lead. And I love it. How about that, Rubbin's racing. Hunter Hart, your new leader. So that's going to put Bryson Neal down into second place there as far as the XC1 class is concerned. Bryson Neal hitting that tree, as everybody saw, so he's got a little bit of time now to catch up to him. I'm going to take one out of Mikey's book. That's a grown man move right there. Hunter Hart said, no, sir, I want this number 1 position, and pretty much gave Bryson the option to shut it off or run it into a tree.
and we know how that one ended up. There was John Glotta coming through. This is going to be exciting because now I think you're going to see a fired-up Bryson Neal.
Yeah, before it's championship mode Bryson, right? So that's probably half the reason Hunter was so close, right? Like the Bryson Neal we know and love, he would have had a nice little gap by now trying to manage it, but he's on championship mode. We're on a really rocky technical track that come up and bite an A-arm, rip off a rotor guard, whatever it might be. So Bryson trying to be a little smarter and smoother today, and Hunter just wanting those wins and wanting to show the number one plate what's up for next season. Let him know what's up for next season right there.
Yeah, that was exciting to watch right there. Oh, one rider having some big...
Mr. Wilkin came in a little hot there. Come up and grab you. I'm telling you, these guys are making it look easy, but the paces that they're running, it is so easy to miscalculate something, end up on your head just like that. And all that work he's put in, it looked like he had already gotten around Merritt, so he's already up to the 6th or 7th place in the XC1 class, and you hate to see that. Hopefully the machine's not too bent up.
And just like you said, Cody, when you lose that momentum, now it is extremely difficult to get going again. Look, you see him just wide open trying to gain some momentum.
And not only that, like your literal momentum, but it's also your race flow momentum, right? So now he's got to exert all that energy, get the quad back going. Heart rate just spiked. He's got to take a mile or two to just regather that breath and refine that flow. And you'll see a lot of people make one mistake be two mistakes.
Yeah, trying to limit the damage is got to be key. Even if you have something going wrong, don't compound to it by overreacting or letting it get the best of you. As now, I believe that was your leaders on screen, so it is Hunter Hart taking over the number 1 spot. There he is, popping out of the woods. And just a couple of bike lengths back was Bryson Neal.
And guys, I have to wonder, we talked about Bryson Neal turning on the afterburners. I have to wonder if this is when Hart puts his foot down and turns on the afterburners and says, hey, I'm here to stay. I want a piece of this pie too.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting to watch because, Cody, I think you touched on it. Is it going to be big picture Bryson where he's thinking about a championship and he can take a second today? He's got the points lead. Or are we going to see Bryson with a little chip on his shoulder, something to prove and be like, hey, that wasn't the nicest pass. I want to let you know I wasn't a fan of that.
I think he knows Hunter's racing today, and Hunter's running at least the pace Bryson wants to run to still be that close. I think he's just going to run his race today. I don't think he's too concerned about the win. I think if Hunter lets him get close again, I think Bryson Neal will return the favor.
And did Hunter stop? I wasn't sure. I didn't think so. Hunter did not stop on that one. Bryson Neal stopping and getting goggles and gas, so a little bit of different pit strategy playing into it as well.
Trying to run away. He's like, okay, I have your pace figured out. To a T, I have your pace figured out. If you pit and I get away, I'm going to try to run at least that pace. I've been watching you, how you've been hitting every single line. I've got a few things in my back pocket you weren't watching me do, so let's see if you can keep pace.
Yeah, definitely. That right there is the advantage to being the guy behind. You're able to try some things out. You're able to feel out exactly what that race pace is, whereas if you're Hunter Hart, who's in the number 1 spot right now, he's got to just go. Everything's behind him. He's got to focus on what's ahead.
And Cody brought up a great point. Bryson Neal is 47 points ahead of Hunter Hart, so Bryson Neal might be playing the long game, thinking about the championship in this one.
Which you can't blame him. I mean, obviously we'd love for him to, get emotional and go crazy and, oh my gosh, Bryson Neal's coming, nothing's going to stop him. But this guy's thinking about a number 1 plate. He's wearing the number 1 for a reason because he knows how to get the big picture done. And so, yeah, it wouldn't be surprising to see. But if you're Hunter Hart, just like you said, Cody, he's trying to make a statement about the future, about what this year should have been, about what next year might be. And so for Hunter Hart, he's really putting the hammer down right now.
Yeah, he's just trying to put him on notice for next year, get that confidence going. And, yeah, like you said, let him know what could have been. If I had put together a good front half of the season, like this is what you'd be dealing with. So next year it's going to be like, all right, if I can put together these last 3 rounds and get, wins or seconds and be there, it gives you more confidence coming into the front half of next season. And, if you just start putting those races together, you'll be there.
That's half of it.
Building that
confidence is key. Absolutely. The mental game is such a huge part of GNCC racing, just racing in general. And, man, look at the technicality. They're just getting thrown all over the place.
But so smooth. Like, it was minimal bike movement. It wasn't outstepping too much. You're just flowing.
Hunter Hart is definitely on the move. He has been skipping around this entire track. There goes Bryson Neal now.
He's a lot closer than he should be after a pit. I think Bryson is sprinting right here. I think he's going to prove us wrong. I think he's sprinting to keep him honest.
We're only halfway into this one, not even quite yet. So there's plenty of time for Bryson Neal to be able to catch back up. Hunter Hart will have to pit at some point.
Bryson Neal said, I'm going to pit. Here, grab a quick sip of water, and then I'm going to pass you before you even get the chance to pit.
And Cole pit, right?
I
watched Cole pit.
I believe that was Cole that
I
we saw
didn't
pull
catch
in.
Junior. So
Not
I don't
sure
know if
whether-
he did or not. So I'm interested to see what the pitting strategy is between the top 4 because they're all so close, and the lappers are going to start being an issue now.
So now taking a look, waiting to see whether, as far as my screen is showing, Harrell still leading the way on the overall. No, okay, so that is not correct.
Yeah, we have 1 lap's complete, not the
Gotcha.
second lap, so we're
Gotcha.
waiting on our timing. It's going to update on screen here.
There was McGill, and you saw right there the front end got real light on that. He almost looped it out and had to kind of back her down, get the weight back over the front end of that ATV. So just watching these guys, the Monster Energy Mile fans spread all the way down through a couple different line options here.
Abney putting together a good ride today. The Indiana boy coming through the pack. I think that puts him up into the 6th place position behind the Gator. And that's Walker Fowler on screen now coming through the pack after a poor start. He's behind the, he's looking in on the top 5, not too far out.
Made up a lot of ground since the start of this one, no doubt.
Yeah, he was behind the Sneaky Snake. He was behind Boric. He was behind a lot of guys, and he's come up and through.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how Fowler suits. There goes Wyatt Wilkin coming through after his mishaps. But going to be interesting to see how Fowler's doing at the late stages of the race. Obviously, we talk about the fitness, the race shape he even talked about. It's a whole different ball game, especially come that the last part of that hour.
Yeah, and I'm interested if his 75% number was I'm 75% healed or I'm 75% Walker Fowler.
Right.
Those are 2 very different things. Just because you're healed doesn't mean you're back to where you know you could be.
Yeah, when you're at a level like that, as we saw a wide line there.
Harrell.
Yeah.
Having some problems.
He was facing the wrong direction at one point, still turned her back around.
I believe that was Borge passing by.
And so now it looks like we've got the updated timing and scoring on your screen. Hunter Hart takes over that overall leading position in the number 1 spot. It is Bryson Neal sitting in 2nd. Cole Richardson finds himself in the final podium spot at the moment, with John Glada Jr. 4th and Adam McGill rounding out your top 5. Stephen Harrell drops down to 7th, but I believe we've got a replay. Let's take a look at how Hunter Hart was able to grab the lead. We've got it right in camera shot.
So Bryson takes his wide low line thinking he's going to carry more speed, but kind of loses his drive here on the outside, and it's too far wide. Hunter was able to cut down and go straight up that hill and get a good drive and meet him at the top.
And just happened to be a tree in one person's way there. So that one worked out just like Hunter Hart wanted it. And that's what I was just kind of curious from, was where did Hunter come from? You said he was able to cut down behind that FMF banner there?
Yeah. So like this was the slow route, and I guess where they bannered off this the hard line, you're still able to use the entry for the hard line to come up that hill.
Okay, so Hunter taking advantage of the situation, able to read the track course, read those track changes, and still made it work for him. So impressive move there for Hunter Hart, getting around, like we said, making some grown man moves. That wasn't an easy pass. He had to keep that thing in there. He had the chance to shut it down. He was fully committed.
Yeah, love that they let the XC1 guys do rubbing some racing, right?
I saw Neil take a look over his shoulder when he came out of that corner. I'm assuming he was anticipating Hart taking that line, and that is exactly what happened.
When not a lot of following out here, when you do have split lines and both are usable, it seems like if one person goes to the right, the other person's going to go to the left. Everybody trying not to follow just because they know it's so unpredictable and anybody can make a mistake.
Exactly. You don't want to get held up. And also, in case that somebody does make a mistake, you don't want to be in that line. You want to be able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, you can't pass if you're behind them, right? If they make a mistake and you're right behind them, you'll just run into the back of them. So, and it's also, if you split everywhere, and you're not on them when you need to be, when there's a split line where you can make a pass, that also hurts you. So it's not just split everywhere you possibly can. It's pick and choose where to split to give yourself the best possibility of passing at those points.
And Cody, that is something we've saw Hunter Hart do a lot of this year. He has made sure to take different lines than Neil most of the time, and sometimes to his demise.
Yeah. It feels good just to be able to do anything and be there, but like the amount of energy you're using in some of the lines, and just being aware of what you're doing is affecting you.
Exactly. We saw Rush go by just a second ago, and there is Hunter Hart, and there is Bryson Neal coming through, and look how close he has been able to make this one. So 3 seconds was the gap on him last time when they came through. We'll see what it is this time when they come through. I don't think it's going to be too much
More. Yeah, it's still right around that 3-second mark. Yeah, I thought Neil would just kind of ride his pace and not really care about what Hunter Hart's got going on, but he did not like the Rovens race, and he did not like that grown man move, and he's going to give him one right back, I think. He's didn't like that too much.
Well, one thing to remember, Hunter Hart is going to have to pit at some point in the race. If Bryson Neal is right on him, then Hunter is going to lose a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, and that's part of the gamble of pitting early and late. If you pit early, you lose that time up front. They might be able to sneak by a lap or two, and you might not ever see them again the rest of the race. But this kind of situation can happen where you do make up that time, and then they pit, and you're out of sight for free.
And it's not impossible. In your race this morning in the 4x4 Pro, we saw a 40-second gap at one point between first and third. You being in third place, able to win that race. So that just goes to show you can make up a lot of time here in GNCC.
Yeah, no, I kind of struggled the first couple laps. Just my gloves weren't jiving. My front brakes started fading on me a little bit. Just things weren't jiving, and Landon Wolf made the pass on me and dropped me back to third and woke me up a little bit. And I kind of just figured out, all right, put together my best 2 hours from this point, and we really charged, and me and Landon Wolf those last 2 laps were just absolutely hauling the mail to make up that time, and we caught him, and I made a nice clean pass for the lead.
All right, guys, we're going to throw it to commercial, and we will bring it back to the Mountaineer GNCC.
The progressive GNCC.
All-new Yamaha YZ450F. Narrower, more compact, and lighter. Built to do one thing: go faster. Flexible financing options offered directly through Yamaha are available. See your local Yamaha dealer today.
Born of family values and a homegrown work ethic, Chematic Gaskets seals your machine so you can focus on the finish line. Chematic Gaskets are the competitive standard for racers who demand the very best. Chematic Gaskets are constructed from superior materials designed to perform in the most demanding environment. Whether it's championships on the line or a day in the dirt with friends, professionals and enthusiasts depend on Chematic. Chematic Gaskets, sealing championships since 1989.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond, because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
Last season was my best season ever by far. I won a lot of races. I won a championship, and it was also my first year using ARMA. And one of the things I noticed was just my ability to string good days together. like especially in the summertime in Florida where you're riding every day and the heat index is 108 degrees and you're doing 230s and going to the gym and bicycle and all that stuff. I think in the past I've been super inconsistent day to day. Yeah, I may have a a good race here or a good day during the week there, but overall I think where I improved the most was my consistency and my recovery.
GNCC Racing on Racer TV is brought to you by Progressive. You could save hundreds on your car insurance. Specialized turbo e-bikes. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Progressive GNCC presented by Specialized. We'd like to welcome Mikey Waynes into the booth.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
I made it. I finally made it into the booth.
We've all been waiting with bated breath.
Hey, watching that Monster Energy Monster Mile, I was in the TV booth kind of watching, and boy, it's been exciting. That pass by Hunter Hart might be the story this weekend. Cody Collier, and he knows what I'm talking about. He had an aggressive pass that turned into a win for you, and maybe Hunter Hart.
Nice clean pass. Some people didn't like it, but it was a nice clean pass.
Everybody I heard talking about it, there was some hubbub, but everybody said it was legal. So, hey, there you go. We're done. Washed our hands of it. But no, Bryson Neal, though, we had a chance to catch up with him prior to the race today, and he wants this one bad. This is one of those, the Mountaineer is one that's eluded him. So we had a chance to catch his thoughts on that.
I'd really like to get a win done here this weekend because this one's kind of matters personally to me more than anything because the entire schedule so far I've been able to win at each and every event, but this one's eluded me in the past, and I really love this track. I love the facility. Everyone's so nice. The track layout we got here is amazing, so this one's eluded me, and we'd really like to try to get a win and check this one off the list and put this one behind us and say, hey, we've been able to win at every property, and that'd be an accomplishment, I think, in my mind. I'd be happy with that. That'd be cool.
And Mikey, we were talking earlier if Bryson Neal was looking at the bigger picture, but I think we got our answer right there.
Yeah, Cody Collier, you can speak to it. Every time you line up, the goal is win, right? I mean, once you get to that level of, hey, I know I can win, now I want to win every time I line up. So we know that's Bryson's mentality, and I got to think, though, in the back of his head, he's also like, man, if Hunter Hart's going to make moves like that, do I want to tangle with him? Do I want to dance with him? What if I blow the bike up? What if I come off the machine? And Bryson can tell you, as we know, a couple of years ago, anything can happen. What happened with him a couple of years ago with a gnarly wad up that kind of, it ruined his season. He doesn't want that to happen. Doesn't want a repeat of that.
No. So he's just trying to find that balance of risk and reward, right? Do I feel comfortable going this pace? What's the risk of me tearing up the machine? And then the other variable is Hunter Hart, who very badly and hungrily wants this. Wants to start getting some momentum and some wins going. And super talented, super driven, and he's gonna be there. I don't know. Bryson Neal getting woken up by that Rubbins Racing thing. That's just another cherry on top for why he's going to want to win today.
That's right. And to Hunter Hart's credit, I'll talk about it a little bit. It's Hunter's story to share. He was obviously very close, as everybody knows, the Molander family that we lost tragically, really just a few weeks ago. In reality, Hunter was very close with them, and I had some conversations with him in the off season, which is interesting because if anybody out there knows the relationship Hunter and I have, it's very like we take jabs at each other. We give each other hell.
Bryson Neal into the lead.
Oh, Bryson back in the lead. So there you go, Bryson back out front. But, had some very serious conversations, which I'm not used to with Hunter Hart about that situation and just how he's dealing with it. And, like I said, that's his own private story to share. I won't go into the details of it. But I asked him how he felt, coming into today. Is it, hey, I'm going to run away with it, no holds bar, I'm doing my thing out there. And he said, yeah, for lack of a better term, like, I'm not hitting the rev limiter. I'm just going. I'm just going around guys. That's the goal for me today. Whoever's in front of me, I'm going around them. There's not going to be a warning. And he talked the talk, and we saw at the FMF PowerPoint he's walking the walk.
Very motivated. Yeah, got something bigger than himself he's racing for today.
Yeah, and that, we've seen riders like that, somebody loses a parent or something, they come out and they do incredible things. It's almost like this, I don't know if it's somebody watching over you, if it's just that extra adrenaline bump or what, but sometimes it creates some pretty sensational performances out of athletes.
Yeah, no, I'm racing for my buddy Aiden Conkler every race.
Amen. 8-2-3.
Absolutely.
So new leader, Neil takes it back, takes it away from Hart. Will Hart answer back? And then, to your guys' point, as we were talking earlier, Hart did not pit. So now Hart back in the 2 spot, and now he's got to come in for fuel stop this next time around. Pretty positive on that anyways. I didn't see him pit. I think he went right by.
No, he did not pit.
Yeah, we got confirmation, the angels in our ears and all that good stuff. No, he should have to pit. He's going to lose another 10 about 10 seconds, and just making it tough. Bryson, he played that game, and Bryson called his bluff.
He did.
We were interested to see where our XC2 leader Harold was going to shape up on the overall after that first lap, and now at the completion of lap number 2, he moves down to 7th overall. But just to show how good he's done this season, he has been able to get into the top 10 on the overall points for this season.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard you talking about it, Cody. I think he pretty well got that championship
1 point.
Up. 1 point is kind of the hang-up. Okay, so today with a good performance, he should be money then.
Yeah, all he has to do today is beat I said it earlier, Grayson Eller. Thank you. All he has to do is beat Grayson Eller, who's been second in points with his consistency. So just get 1 point on that guy. You can run the number 1 plate next couple rounds for the XC2, or you can go play with the big boys.
That's it. Yeah, I love seeing that. Ironman, normally that's where we get to see that. Guys, if they wrap up that XC2 championship, there's almost that pressure, like, hey, go try with the big boys in row 1. Let's see what you got.
Just get your feet wet for next year. See what you're made of. See where you are and where you need to be and what you need to do to get there. It's the biggest thing for it.
He is such almost an anomaly, Harold is, because he didn't race youth. He got really into it as an adult, and really in a short amount of time, he jumped right into A class and was winning these top amateur honors, and then XC2, he's been sensational there. It's been a very interesting career for him, which used to be common when we didn't have youth ATV racing, but that's been years ago now.
Our multi-time champ Walker Fowler is the guy who got youth racing started in GNCC. Him and his dad Danny got with the Coombs and everybody, and they started youth racing. So Walker Fowler is probably the main reason why we have youth racing today in GNCC.
Yeah, so that's kind of the bread and butter, or the template, if you will, of what most riders follow. As you jump in the micro ranks now, move to youth, and then you keep moving up. Yeah, not the case for Harold, but man, he is making it work.
Yeah, and then I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Ad McGill didn't start racing until he was 15, 16.
I think
so.
You're right.
He was also a late bloomer, but when things click, they click.
Yeah.
Harold, I think he's close with that whole Hetrick Racing crew. I think he lives in that area with them, and he's always done just always loved riding, just never got into the racing aspect of it. And his first race was Camp Coker 4 or 5 years ago, and he absolutely destroyed everyone in ARV
where did
class.
This guy come from?
Yeah, just a natural talent, hardworking kid. He sings praises about his dad and how disciplined his dad is, and how he keeps got someone to keep him in line, and they're just hardworking people.
You mentioned Hetrick. I'm thinking Joel Hetrick out there with us this weekend.
Yeah.
Really cool. Wrapped up ATV MX and coming out here and partying in the woods with us.
How many time champ is he now? 2, 3, 2?
I want to say 3.
I can't remember if that was his second or third, because I think Weenan won one after he won, right?
Leaders?
Yeah, there's someone flying on screen. I just seen the rooster tail.
That was Hunter Hart coming through.
I seen red and rooster tail, but I wasn't sure. Because that looks like Bryson Neal right there on screen with Hunter Hart right behind him.
That is so.
So Neal out front still, Hart in the 2 spot. Okay, so they come up and come back around.
So I believe this is our camera at the 1, but it's catching them at the 11.
Correct.
Like the 10.5 is where we're actually seeing them. I know it says the 1. Yeah.
There it is.
And here they come through the mile 11, the FMF power point,
where Hunter Hart made that power pass.
I'm sure they'll be looking to put the power down again.
Bryson Neal won't be fooled twice, though, let me tell you. Hunter trying. I think Hunter tried the wide line that. I think they swapped lines that time, and that's why there's a gap now. I think Hunter sent the outside, hoping he would find something, just split into split.
An FMF PowerPoint, a little different than what we saw on lap 1. They had to make some adjustments, had some riders having some trouble through there. So this is our like FMF PowerPoint part 2, if you will. Bumping and grinding, love to see it.
Cole just getting the lapper out of the way. That's all that is. Oh yeah, good clean pass. Well, that dude made an S. He just dropped down and went straight. Oh, man, beautiful pass. And we're waiting on John Glaude Jr. in 4th place. He was much closer than this in our last shot, so I'm not sure what problems Junior's having. So we're either going to see Junior or McGill on screen next.
Boy, it is tight through there.
This whole track facility is real tight.
Is it?
Yeah. Real rocky, real tight, so it's got all these weird edges that want to just pull you into those trees. And there was Junior, our 4th place rider. John Glaude Jr., our 4th place rider.
Gotta hand it to Cole. Boy, terrible start. I mean, just last off the start, still in the pack, but he turned things around. He went to work quick after the flag dropped, after the rough start, up into the top 3, and just got official word. Sounds like it will be a 5-lap race for us.
Yeah, no, it's always impressive someone can come through the pack and get out there. And but he's only like 15, 20 seconds off the lead, just holding that gap. So he's running the same pace. Had he not had that bad start, he would be in contention. So I think Richardson just trying to hold that pace, just hoping for a couple hopeful lap riders or something going his favor.
West Virginia's own Adam McGill right there. You can almost, before you see Adam, you almost know Adam's coming when you're in West Virginia because the fans start going nuts for him. Love it.
And Josh Merritt running on his heels in 6th place. So Merritt's putting together a good ride here. So and Merritt to me is normally someone who's more of like a real high-speed guy, not so much more of a technical guy. So it's very cool to see him doing well today.
Hey, good point. Yeah, you were saying it, technical track, and he's rolling. There he is, B. Neal, number 1, coming in, gets a 2-lap card from Ricky Towery and goes back to work. I like that. You know what? That was a good example, kids. Bryson Neal, we know who you are. You got a number 1 all over you, and he still leaned the head up so that scoring could read the number on the side of his helmet. Love that. There goes Hunter Hart. Whew, scooting.
Absolutely sending it through those water breaks, both of the guys.
They turn and go down. The AM race, we ran this tree line where they're trying to keep up with them, but they actually turn and hit that pro row with all the campers on the bottom of the screen. We got a little.
There he goes.
Real high speed sections here, kind of catch your breath, kind of bounce for a couple miles through some woods, about a mile or so, and then get that to that monster mile. Get through that, and then that's when the race, and that's when this track starts, is after that monster mile. It was kind of just open flowy. This is not what the facility's like.
Watching pro row right there, and maybe we missed the Hunter Hart pit stop there.
Yeah, we were we were watching with the AM race where I went this morning, and we didn't catch that pro pit loop.
So got it all good. So gotta believe there's no way he couldn't have stopped for fuel right there. So Neal, for the moment, gonna get a little bit of breathing room out front. Neal trying to chase down a win at the Mountaineer that's eluded him, and trying to chase down another championship.
Yeah, he's got right where he wants it right now.
Yeah, gotta be feeling good.
So Hart's only 6 seconds off of Neal. Cole's only 20 seconds off of Neal. Hunter's going to lose about 10 seconds at this pit stop. Cole is going to be right on Hunter Hart after this pit stop.
Yeah, Cole will be chomping at the bit right there.
At least in sight, catching that dust real heavy, so he's going to have some motivation. And maybe you'll see the 2-3 push each other up to the number 1.
You can see the intensity of Neal now as he comes through, turning it up a bit from when we saw him here in the first couple laps. Turning on the afterburners, locked in, as he says.
Oh yeah, got to get the elbows dropped in.
Love it. Such a beautiful, I don't remember what round it was, but he locked in right there on pro row. Perfect timing.
It was Big Buck too.
I think you're right. The Tiger Buck.
It's so impressive to watch them go over that water break we were just seeing there, able to jump it somehow.
Yes. It's almost like, well, I mean, it doesn't, the camera almost doesn't do it justice to seeing it in person. I noticed it in outdoors. Jet Lawrence was basically jumping braking bumps, and he was doubling braking bumps, doubling acceleration bumps, and it's not something we've never seen, but it almost is in that same ballpark of,
oh, that's what we do all day.
That's
like
all
the bumps
day.
are smaller, not as high speed, not as open the track, but we're doing that all day.
Exactly.
See how high you just went to
Yep.
miss all those bumps?
Yep.
These guys are so smart. Like if you were to like take this track, straighten it out for 10 miles, and then turn it on its side, and like every bump you hit is like a height. These guys, the pro riders, it would be almost flat.
Yep.
Just the way they are riding a totally different track than everyone else out there is. Just the way that they're able to hit different holes and not hit holes and jump over stuff, and it's why they're pros. They make it look
That's
easy.
it. It's very true. We see it off-road. You see it in moto at like a Loretta Lynn's or a Minios, where you've got B and C riders out there, and you see these lines, and you're looking at the track. Same thing with a GNCC. You see lines that you think are good, and then when guys like you, Cody Collier, 4x4 Pro gets out there, WXC, XC1, when you're watching it on a broadcast, especially from that drone shot, you're almost thinking like, oh, he's missing the good line. No, he's not. He's bypassing that line that was made by a C rider. He's the pro guy. He's taking that pro line. He knows that it's a better line. Always impresses me.
You've seen that like Hopper 175 or something on Instagram?
Oh, yeah.
Does all that breakdown. I want to do that for this so bad.
No,
like the levels of depth for just everything these guys are doing is crazy. Because we're having to do that. Like they don't have the rocks and the roots that we have to deal with. And we're hitting this stuff about at the same speed.
Sure.
And a lot. I think there's more variables that we have to deal with. So just how calculated and all the mental strain alone going on in this sport's crazy.
Yeah, it is certainly it is apples and oranges for sure. Your off-road versus your moto. There he goes. Look at the fans cheering for him.
Merritt coming up the side.
Merritt was there.
Yeah, he's caught him. There was a battle for that 5th place position. Fowler was only 5 seconds off Merritt. He might have not had the best run through that monster mile there, but Fowler's still in the picture. Abney was in the picture, only 5 seconds off of Fowler. Waiting on Abney to come through.
Merritt, I love it too. Rocking the bleach blonde hair. Can't see it under the helmet right now, but yeah, he's rocking it.
That is some vintage Chris Borich.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's some, what is that, 2009, 2010 Chris Borich,
you gotta
bleached
have
hair.
Let's do it. The bleached hair, maybe some frosted tips for Adam McGill. I can make fun of him because, unfortunately, I was doing the same thing back then, despite my father begging me not to. And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, oh, I get why Dad was like, don't do that.
Hey, you're only young ones.
At the
You gotta
time,
enjoy those things.
You got to make some bad decisions. But I'm not saying it's a bad decision, Merritt. I love it. You're rocking it, man. Let's bring the 90s back. Why not?
Teach their own. Not for me, but teach their own.
I can't do it either. I'm pushing. I'm knocking on the door of 38. I can't do it anymore. It looks silly. I wore a tiger suit to Vegas. That's the extent of my fun. I get that in the airport.
So
that's about it.
We draw the line at tiger suit in Vegas.
Tiger suit
but
in
we won't
Vegas.
bleach the hair.
Well, Vegas is weird. There's just a bunch of weirdos out there. You blend right in. No one thinks twice. I bleach my hair here in West Virginia, and they're going to escort me out. You're too old, Mikey. Let it go. Watching the Monster Mile and watching the XC1 Pro class roll through.
XC2 right there. That's the battle for the lead. That is Harrell and Bowens in a heated battle. Bowens losing his visor. He must have taken a tumble at some point, but battle for the lead is on in XC2.
I like the aggressiveness out of Brandon Owens right there. I think he had higher expectations for himself this year, when comparing apples to apples with him and Harrell, and maybe under his skin a little bit. I mean, if you're Brandon Owens, you want it. You want to win. You know you can, but it's just making it happen.
Yeah, no, he came to me at the 10 to 9 hour. Me and him were up until like 6 in the morning just talking about his year and where he's trying to be and everything. No, he's definitely frustrated.
Yeah.
He expects more of himself. He's got a lot of pressure from everyone around him, putting a lot of expectations for him. So it's the mental side of this is just as much as the physical side.
For sure.
So it's been a little bit of mental struggles for him, and also mechanicals. He's had a couple weird run-ins with different riders in his class this year. A couple guys taking him out and putting him into trees and destroying his quads. So he's had a weird year, just trying to figure out his place in that class.
Yeah. It'll click for them. It'll click for them. Sometimes you could probably attest to it, Cody. Sometimes we learn more from the mistakes or the bad races than we do the race that everything goes right. You know, what do I work on? I don't know. I did perfect. And then in the next race, you didn't do so perfect, but you learned something.
Yeah, that's how you get stronger. You know, and that's sports is something that I was talking about on that my pre-race report at the ATV Talk podcast.
Yeah.
Just that's just sports. You know, the championship team got it figured out, and then another team is like, all right, they do this, and this well. If we do this, and this well, we can counter that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, at least match. You can see what you're doing, at least match it, and then do a couple other things better.
Yep.
And that's what you're seeing day in and day out with this. If you're not evolving, you're going backwards in the sport.
Oh, that's absolutely correct. And I think with anything, the more veteran rider you get a year under your belt, 2, 3, 4. The physicality we know is there for the talent, and the physicality is there for a guy like Brandon Owens. It's that mental game, that maturity level is on the rise too. So he's putting all those pieces together, and eventually it's going to click at the same time.
Oh yeah. And if you don't come at this, with a little bit of help, it's so hard.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's just kind of doing it on his own. As so many of us are. It's hard with no guidance.
Yep.
Because you are the one making those growing pains, making those mistakes. And it might take you a few months, a few races to figure it out.
Yeah. 3 laps into a 5-lap race, Bryson Neal leading it. Hunter Hart. Timing and scoring on Racer TV will show you it's a 6.5-second gap. We know it's at least last we saw. More than that because Hunter Hart had to stop for fuel. So I would say add at least 10 seconds to that at that moment. Cole Richardson knocking on the rear grab bar of Hunter Hart. Looking forward to seeing those guys pop back on screen. Want to see where they're at on that battle. Glotta, he's the guy kind of on an island by himself in the 4 spot. Trying to get up there with Richardson. And McGill's got his hands full with Merritt. That one might be going back and forth back there for the 5 spot.
Yeah, they got some history, don't they?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And then, Walker Fowler really not far off of Merritt in the 7 position. I like what you said earlier, Cody, about Walker's comment about being at 75%. Now, is that 75% healed, or is it, here we go,
Junior?
John Glotta Jr.
On that island.
Yep.
But no, go ahead. I just didn't want to miss that.
No, you're good. Should be seeing McGill coming up here in a moment. See how far back he is from Glotta. But I like that. Is it 75% healed, or am I 75% of Walker Fowler? Because those are two different things. It's such a good point. Didn't think about that when he said it, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Just because I feel good doesn't mean I'm back to where I was.
Yeah.
You know, you could be 100% healed, but you didn't put in the work to be the old Walker Fowler that had that number 1 plate on his back. And they're back and forth, just as you were saying.
Yep.
There's Merritt around the Gator. Walker Fowler in the mix. Abney, it looks like he had, at the Monster Mile, dropped a little bit off pace. He was not 5 seconds behind Walker and had fallen in the grips of Wyatt Wilkin. So they'll be having a good battle going on for that 8th place position.
Like we said earlier, Fowler able to make up a lot of time since the start of this one, making his way all the way up into that 7-6 area.
Yeah, I imagine he's getting more and more comfortable
after
every lap. And there's Abney and Wilkin on screen now, 8th and 9th place. But no, he's just going to get more comfortable every other race. Like he was saying on the pre-race report, he's like, my first lap's going to be bad, and then I'm just going to start getting better. And then now that he was honest with himself, probably got that arm pump out of the way, and just not trying to take leaps, just baby steps here, get back to where you're at.
He said he hoped to get 5th. He's not far off of it now.
No, he's in the battle. He's there. So, and it looks like, if Junior he's on the island by himself. If he runs out of a little bit more motivation, he'll fall into that battle. And then it'll be a battle for 4th place if Junior's not careful.
Yeah, good to see Fowler out there. It was hard to judge. It was hard to judge at Snowshoe how Fowler was doing just because of the way we start with the adjusted time, all of that, so many different factors in that. So I think today's a little more accurate of what we can expect out of Walker, and I think it's only going to get better from here. Well, folks, as we've got the race progressing here, B. Neal, your leader out in front, Hunter Hart in the number 2 spot. Racing is awesome. 99.9% of the time, I love my job. I love what we get to talk about, but there is that 0.001% of the time where things get difficult, and we lost someone that means a lot to us here at GNCC, means a lot to us here specifically at Racer TV. Dylan Acord, we lost him a week ago, tragically, and we love him, we miss him, and this is a chance to watch Dylan be Dylan. I don't know how else to put it. He said, when are you going to drop in? Never. He wasn't the best skateboarder. I'm going to say it, but he was certainly better than me. But I can guarantee you, we actually enjoyed the skate park a little bit last night. You guys did. I didn't, because I know better than to get on his skateboard. But Dylan was the kind of guy that he knew he was going to crash out, and it didn't matter. He was still going to send it and have some fun. Always smiling. Always had a joke. We're going to, that's right there, that's in Florida this year when we were on our way to Daytona. We always stop off at this really, really horrible gas station Subway, and there was a swamp back there, so we were checking for gators. But boy, what a fun-loving guy, and just, again, always a smile on his face. Just a joy to be around. You talk to anybody that knew him, they felt the same way about Dylan, and I'm sure if he's somewhere in the universe right now watching this, he's laughing his butt off at us, saying, I don't know why you guys did this for me, but I'll take it. That's his moment. And quite frankly, I'll say it, like, as an announcer, there were times like Dylan would have a perspective or a cadence, a voice cadence. I'm like, this guy should be on a mic, and he's like, nah, Mikey, I'm not doing that. Just an incredible person, one of those toxic personalities for the good. And a hard worker, too. Did construction for the day job. I loved talking with him and joking with him, exchanging dad jokes, and giving each other hell about who's working the most and who's working the hardest. And I know what you're thinking at home. He had black fingernails. Not always. He kind of did it to be ironic and silly. Look at these guys barefoot. Dylan and Jordan, the Lost Boys, right there. That's what that is. So, Dylan, we love you. We miss you. And we wish we were here for you. So, if you're at home, we'll do a little brief moment of silence for our buddy Dylan right before we take it to a commercial break to get a word from our sponsors.
Knotty Tires, a division of Greenball Corp, has been in the tire business for over 44 years. We're passionate about developing quality tires that perform great and bring extraordinary value to our customers. Whether you're looking for a tire that can handle your off-road adventures, need a reliable tire to take you from job site to job site, or simply want a tire with a beefier look that won't break the bank, then check out Knotty Tires.
The United States Motorcycle Coaching Association has been setting a standard for motorcycle coaching since 2016. Coaching is important for all riders, no matter the age or skill level. The USMCA connects riders with coaches, whether the rider is just starting out on their motorcycling journey, to a competitive amateur racer looking to reach their next milestone, or the professional athlete trying to clinch a title. Download the Motorcycle Coaching app and get connected to a USMCA certified coach today.
How would you like to go to a school where we take into consideration how students learn best? Well, we do that because we find if we can build the curriculum around the things you are interested in, you're going to do a better job. The mission at On Track School is that educational success is possible while chasing your dreams. Not only will our staff help students to achieve success, they will cheer you on to the finish line. We encourage you to check out On Track School at ontrackschool.com, where we can help you chase your dreams and still get a quality education.
ontrackschool.com. Check it out.
And welcome back to the Progressive Grand National Cross Country Racing Series presented by Specialized, your AMA National Championship. Getting our live timing and scoring pulled up there. Cody Collier knows where to go. Thank goodness for the GNCC app. How about that?
We've done this a time or two.
Little plug right there for the app.
Our Progressive GNCC.
Yeah, that's right. It is cool to have Progressive on board with us as a title sponsor. #1 insurer of motorcycles, and they insure everything. Motorcycles, home, RV, you name it, they got you taken care of. Certainly check them out. And I know over the next couple of rounds and into next season, we will have more information and more features on Progressive and the amazing things they do. Certainly a good sponsor to have here at GNCC. I always say it, just speaking to the industry in itself, you guys all know this. When you get, and now they're outside of the industry, and I use little air quotes because they do insure motorcycles. They're in the industry, but they're kind of that outside sponsor. You know your sport is doing well when you get companies like Progressive that want to be involved, companies like Monster Energy that want to be involved. So that is a good thing for GNCC, good thing for you guys at home, too.
Thanks to each and every one of you.
That's it. Amen.
Yeah, absolutely, and it just goes to show the with a season like this, how could you not have sponsors interested?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you talk about the incredible racing that we've had on the four-wheel side, the number of winners we've had on the bike side. Like, this year alone has been a fantastic year for GNCC.
Yeah, it's been one of those historical ones, especially two-wheel side tomorrow. We'll talk more about that when we get there, but boy, that has been absolutely wild. A tie coming into it. But right now, all eyes on the four-wheel side, and Bryson Neal leading it out in front. Hunter Hart back. What you got, Cody?
So it looks like Bryce Neal's going to check in right around an hour 41 minutes.
Okay.
Which means they are 4 minutes shy of the checkered flag. So it looks like we're going to be a five-lapper and about 25-minute lap times. We're not going to see these guys in until 2 hours, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and that's if they have a clean lap.
Yeah, I like it.
So you're going to have some of these guys out here for 3 hours a day. Those poor lappers.
Yeah, I always think that. You know, we call it, for the ATV guys, we call it a 2-hour race on Sunday, a 3-hour race. It's really only a 2-hour for the pros and a 3-hour for the pros on Sunday. For everybody else, it's more like 3.5, 4 hours sometimes.
Yeah, so you got to think, us leaders, say we're running 30-minute lap times, and then we finish right on 2 hours on the dot. And the person in front of me that did not get lapped is running more like, 40, 45-minute lap times. I ain't going to see him until 2:40, 2:45.
That's it.
Yeah, you see a lot of those riders at the end of the day. They're taking a look back, being like, "Is the leader just behind me? Because I'll let him go around if he needs to." Like,
oh yeah, I'll have 5 or 6 people a weekend just be like, "Thank you for going so fast. I did not want to do that 5th lap."
It's always the wise older riders, I will say. They're like 55 plus, class of 60 plus, that are like, you see him, he'll be posted up, maybe smoking a cigarette, and they're like, "Yeah, go ahead, please go in there. I don't want to run another lap."
And it looks like we had some of our leaders come through there. It looked like McGill was putting some pretty serious pressure on somebody, and the Gator was the one that I wanted to watch coming in after the break. And I know we were actually able to catch up with Adam McGill and get a word from him earlier.
This is round number 10. We just come back from the break from the McGill Mountain, right? Didn't have great luck there, but had an awesome summer. Did a whole bunch of other things besides deal with guys like that. And you know who I'm pointing at? But it was awesome. I did some vacation, did some deep sea fishing, but it does feel nice to be back, see all my friends, all my family, my extended family that are here. And we're back in West Virginia, just where I like it. Nice, rocky, lots of elevation. It looks like it's going to be a dry day. And, man, I cannot wait to get out there and show them how hungry the Gator's been all summer long. So you guys better look out, watch out, because I'm hungry, baby. Woo! With 3 rounds being left, I mean, anything can happen. Everybody here is hungry. They're putting it all on the line, putting it all on the table. But with that being said, there's also a lot to lose. So with me, my whole goal this year was to finish every round. I didn't. So now, you want to know what? It's checkers or records at this point. We're trying to try to stay consistent, but when it really comes down to it, I don't think so. We're going to go for some wins. We definitely want to get up on the box, try to get back where it was before the issue we had. But if we can't make it happen, we're going to have a hell of a good time doing it. So 2024, I don't know what that's going to bring right now. I'm talking with companies, I'm talking with sponsors, I'm talking with outside people outside the industry. I'm not sure what's going to happen. We've seen that the series got a new title sponsor. Maybe there's something in the works with that. You never know what could happen. I mean, we're about to get into silly season, and it's definitely going to be a good one. I don't know if much will change for me, but it is a little early to tell. But I'm hoping to come back and race one more year of the Grand National Cross Country Series if I have to.
That's an interesting perspective. I'm glad he commented on it because I spoke with him after the Monster Energy pre-race report. But him and Walker Fowler both kind of hinted at nothing in stone. I don't want to start the rumor mill, but this was from both of their mouths, and they said it publicly now. Next year, maybe that's it. And Walker's words that he said was, I'm taking these next 15 races, so that's the last 3 this year, and then 12 next year. And I'm really going to enjoy them. I'm really going to have fun. And we'll see what happens after that. So, could be that changing of the guard next year. We'll see.
And that's the story he's telling us.
That's it.
That's what he's sticking with.
That's it. Yeah.
He's
right.
hungry. He's going to have fun with it, but he's not letting off as much as he should. Like he's hungry. He wants to be back as a championship contender. He's gonna be there contending for some wins. Don't know if he's going to be back to the old form next year, but we all hope so.
And then, for Adam, it's like the guy just has fun. He has fun at this point. He's a marketable name. He's a marketable guy. And obviously this season he showed us that, hey, he can still have a lot of success out there.
Yeah, I got to be with him in Howard's Hole. He has fun.
Oh, yes, you are right.
I promise.
Front
plenty
row
of fun.
Seat there, baby.
Yeah, that was an exciting one. I still think there was a coincidence in that. The timing and location, I don't know. But
it was interesting.
Yeah, nonetheless, the Gator having a good time out there. Always got the smile on his face, got the fans with him. And I think that type of mentality alone is a huge benefit. Is now looks like that might be our leaders on screen.
Hunter Hart.
So there it is. Hart in the lead right now.
Yeah, the lappers are keeping it interesting for him, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's why they're so close. They hit sectional lappers, and they are nose to tail now. What has this guy got going on?
Looks like he had some issues there. We caught him just as he got back rolling.
I didn't know if he had a totally flat tire, if he was missing a wheel, the way it was hanging off the one side.
And I did see, I wasn't able to quite see the number on it, but I saw in the pits. Oh, wow, look at that move right there. Some riders having to change.
Is that Cole and Hart? Did we miss Bryson Neal? I apologize. Yeah,
Boy,
Bryson Neal is checked out. Cole Richardson passed for second place over Hunter Hart.
Wow, so look at that.
So we missed Neal. I'm assuming we missed Neal.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
We're going to assume.
That's what I thought.
We're going to assume.
Which he did have. He had, when he checked in, 25 and a half seconds up on Hart. So, yeah, the thought would be Neal is way out front, and that was the battle between Hart and Richardson for the 2 spot.
And how about that for Cole Richardson? Not a name we've talked about a ton today, but Cole, he was one of the guys in the fight. He had, honestly, a really good chance at fighting for this title, and then had some mishaps, and it seemed kind of like one of those snowball effects.
Yeah.
One thing went wrong, and then he kind of got into a rhythm of it, and he couldn't put it back together. But I'm glad to see Richardson back up. The confidence looks there, and able to make that pass around Hart.
Yeah, that's a real good point. I was just looking at scoring, and, I mean, he was on the box. He had 1/4. And then that, round 6 and 7 were for him, it was dismal. I mean, a 14th and then no points scored in that round number 7. Then he backed it up and came out and took a win there at High Point for the Mason-Dixon, and then backed it up with a second at Snowshoe. So, yeah, Cole's just one of those guys you just can never count out.
Taking a look now, Ricky Towery in the center of the track, holding that white flag, waiting to see where's your leaders at.
I mean, the 2 races he had problems with this year, he broke a spindle, like a freak spindle incident at the one, and then I'm not sure what happened to him with the mudder in Ohio, but, I mean, he was running up front both those races, and I don't think it was his own doing.
So the white flag is waving.
They're just letting these lappers know you are going to get lapped. This will be your last lap. So sometimes they'll throw a flag a little bit early, just out of courtesy.
Got you. Just let these guys know what's coming.
Yeah. Which, they could throw the 2-lap board, and then when Bryson Neal blows your doors off, you'd be like, okay, it's white flag.
I get it.
Yeah. So, yeah. They're just being courteous.
So we wait with bated breath, as we like to say, for our leaders to come around.
You look racy. Oh, it looks like a number one.
Is that Richardson?
That is Richardson. Have we seen Bryson Neal check in? I'm waiting on. I'm on timing and scoring. I do not see Neal. Don't know if he's so far ahead we don't see him in the shot, or if we have lost our leader. We're on live timing and scoring. Trying to get an update here. So either that's the battle for first or second place. I'm not sure, folks.
Waiting on that to refresh.
Yeah, we're on it. Yeah, we only have 3 laps in.
Okay, it's still only showing 3.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's just wait with bated breath one more time, folks.
Boy, we need a camera on Bryson Neal right now. Somewhere out there, he's hiding.
Well,
he's
let's turn on the Monster Mile and wait.
That's it.
Turn on the Monster Mile camera. They'll be there soon. Yeah,
keep our eyes on them.
We'll
Cody Collier
focus
stepping
here.
into direct now.
He said, let me on the TriCaster.
Tag me in.
By the way, shout out to Griff Cotter filling in for us today as a director, doing a good job, dude.
Absolutely.
Like having you in here, man. Feels good.
And well, guys, I'm getting nervous. I think Jackson and I are getting ready to head down to the podium because I mean Bryson Neal's liable to be waiting on me over there.
You know what? If you see something, say something.
Okay.
Okay, Bryson has scanned through.
We have an update.
Right.
The number 1 did scan. So Bryson Neal is your number 1 rider right now with the number 1 here at the. Yep, and then exactly as we were saying before, Cole instead that second place spot, and Hunter Hart dropped back to 3rd. There's our leader on screen now.
There we go. There he is.
Leader.
Hi, Bryson Neal. Good to see you, Superman out in front.
So maybe that's why the white flag was waving, because Bryson had already gone by.
Yeah.
That also makes sense.
So Bryson Neal,
the puzzle's coming together.
Yes, literally moving faster than cameras will allow out in front. God, he's just been an incredible season for Bryson. And, boy, what a level. I heard you guys talking about it early in the broadcast, just some of the maturity by Bryson, where in years past, a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, you'd see him always riding 100 miles an hour, not slowing down for anything. And Bryson Neal's a good example of learning how to kind of harness that power. And, hey, I can go there when I need to. And I can only think of one round this year where he had to do that was round 4, where we thought, well, maybe he gets a top 20 after he had a mechanical, and he comes out and he got an 11th OA.
The lap times were unreal. I think he was over 30 seconds a lap faster than our leaders. Just absolutely rolling. And I think something else that's interesting today, so our leaders, Bryson Neal pulled over a minute in 1 lap on Hunter Hart. He's making a statement. That is wild. There's a Cole Richardson having an issue there.
Is that
Stalled
the
it out. That's that's not good.
Here comes Hunter Hart.
Hunter Hart is not having issues, let me tell you.
Hunter Hart's pushing. If Hunter can't get a win here, he certainly wants at least that second place.
They got some beef this year. They've been having some good hard racing this year. That each one of them wants the better of the other one.
That's it. I love seeing Cole go at Hunter. I love seeing Hunter go at Cole from a spectator standpoint. We'd probably have to be on HBO if you could hear inside their helmets, but nonetheless, it makes for some fun racing. No love lost on the track, but boys keep it professional outside, which is cool.
Yep, race each other hard but fair.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, no. So those guys, Cole Richardson and Hunter Hart, as fast as they're running, Bryson Neal just pulled a minute on them in 1 lap. And then what's crazy, how hard that those two are riding. They pulled a minute on your 4th place rider of John Glaude, who's now a minute and a half behind your 2nd and 3rd place rider. So Bryson Neal pulled a minute on 2nd and 3rd, and 2nd and 3rd pulled a minute on the rest of your field.
It's insane. Hey, he's a champ for a reason. Trying to work on his 2nd national title.
Yeah, and then we also got Walker Fowler up to the 6th place position after that Merritt McGill-Fowler battle. It looks like we got at the finish line, at least, we had McGill in the head of that pack in that 5th place position with Walker Fowler in 6th, then Josh Merritt right there in the mix.
And as we look at this, let's talk a little history now. We got to speak with Barry Hawk prior to the race today, inducted into the AMA Hall of Fame, rightfully so. Congratulations to Barry on that. But I bring that up because as we look at the all-time wins list, and the man that sits atop that, obviously Chris Borch was 75, Fowler 73, Bill Ballant 67, and then Barry Hawk with 49 in the 4 spot. In 5th place is Ironman Bob Sloan with 24. If B. Neal captures a win here today, it would be win number 23. Putting him 1 win closer to Ironman Bob Sloan. I think you folks at home, if you're doing your math, you know how many rounds we got left. You know where I'm going with it. He could tie Bob Sloan if he got a win in the next round. He could pass Bob Sloan. Where else? What better place to do it than Ironman in Crawfordsville?
I don't know. That's a little disrespectful.
That is,
taking that number 5 overall spot at the Ironman from the Ironman.
You just history is being written right before our eyes. knock on wood, hey, don't count your chickens before they hatch. You know what? There's some guys that'll have something to say about that, named Cole Richardson, Hunter Hart, John Galata, Adam McGill, Walker Feller, all those guys. You know, hey, if you can't win the title, let's play spoiler those last couple of rounds.
Yeah.
So, but that potential is there. Could be a pretty special story to wrap up the end of the season.
No, the Bryson's totally capable. The boys aren't going to make it easy on him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But the boys aren't making it easy, and he just pulled a minute on y'all in one lap. So, I mean, he's not got the number one plate for a reason now. He's everything's flowing, all systems go. He's just clicking away laps right now.
That's it.
Brubin's racing, don't phase me, blow right back by you, and just we'll see y'all.
Hey guys, real quick, I'm going to jump in. We've got an unfortunate situation here. I've got Wyatt Wilkin, and man, checker flag hasn't flown yet, so something went wrong. What's going on?
Yeah, came right here in the finish, locked it up, slammed it in the corner, and my rear end just dropped to the ground. I didn't really know what happened at first. I thought a shock or something gave out, but I looked back and my swing arms in about 3 or 4 pieces just shattered on the ground. I don't know if I caught it on a rock or what. God darn, man, I got off in the rock section. I was putting down some heaters in the last 2 laps. Kind of mad that I didn't at least make it to the finish because I was happy with that lap time. I caught back up where I wanted to be, but hey, it's been a fun year. We'll just move on.
One of those things, guys. Tough luck here for the rookie, Wyatt Wilkin.
Yeah, here's your leader on screen right now at the 4-mile marker. But no, yeah, if you're hitting stuff hard enough to break your swing arm, you're moving. You are moving. I've broken a few over the years. I've broken a few over the years. I deserve 2 of them. I deserve 2 of them. I'll say that right now. So I don't know if Wyatt's was deserved. I don't know if it's just that little huckabuck he had at the FMF PowerPoint that one lap, what it was, but. Normally, when you break those, you deserved it.
Hey, Wyatt is flirting with that realm of, hey, I'm going to go 100 miles an hour. I'm going to be the Bryson Neal MO, the Cody Collier MO from several years ago. And I think Wyatt's one of those guys, though, that he'll get it figured out quickly, though.
Yeah, no, he's
promising future.
Rookie year, right?
Yeah.
Rookie year, and he's gotten several top 5s. He should have got that podium at the Penn, that motor, and got passed with like 3 corners to go.
Oh,
and,
man.
Very, very impressed from Mr. Wilkin. Very humble, hardworking, smart, kind person. He's just everything you want in a racer, you know.
Yeah.
So he's going to figure it out. He's going to get a new swing arm on there, and he's going to come swinging. You know, he was in that battle for that top 5, had that tip over, lost that time. And he like he said himself, he felt like he made his way back to that pack. So I think he got in that Merritt, Fowler, McGill battle up for that top 5 even after that tip over and having a swing arm start breaking loose on you and all of it. So no, he's got a bright future, as do these 2 on screen are 2nd and 3rd place. Hunter Hart back around Cole Richardson, so I don't know if the bike problems or whatever he's dealing with is messing with them, but Hart back into that number 2 spot.
Yeah, good observation. We saw the little kind of the major checkup by Richardson, like he was having some kind of mechanicals, but right now he's all over the rear grab bar of Hunter Hart.
So I don't know if he was running a gear tall and trying to dump the clutch and it just kept stalling on him and he didn't do that downshift like he needed to in that section or whatever. It's kind of what it looked like to me. The way he was able to just keep lurching forward like that, but he's moving. He hasn't lost any time.
That works. As a matter of fact, what Cody and I are talking about, we're going to take a look at a specialized replay of that. And Cole, or Cody, sorry, I'm thinking Cole. You're Cody. Cody, I'll let you walk us through it as we get it dialed up here. Give us that rider perspective, what you think's going on here with Cole Richardson.
So Cole's just going to go straight around this lapper right here. Lapper's going to give him that line, and it looks like he just kind of catches his rear end, and it's just he's taken back off. And it dies again. So that,
and then
after a second view, it seems more like a mechanical thing than a rider thing. You see where he caught that rotor guard real hard on that big rock, right where he stopped the first time. So I wonder if his Benner's rotor there, and it's dragging a little bit. I wonder if his rear brake rotor's dragging.
Be interesting. If he keeps that pace, we will find out, as he's still in a podium position. And a very hungry Hunter Hart up into the 2 spot. Good battle there, and Bryson Neal trying to take win number 23. We'll be right back with more from the Progressive GNCC.
Yamaha YZ450F. Narrower, more compact, and lighter. Built to do one thing: go faster. Flexible financing options offered directly through Yamaha are available. See your local Yamaha dealer today.
Born of family values and a homegrown work ethic, Cometic Gaskets seals your machine so you can focus on the finish line. Cometic Gaskets are the competitive standard for racers who demand the very best. Cometic Gaskets are constructed from superior materials designed to perform in the most demanding environment, whether it's championships on the line or a day in the dirt with friends. Professionals and enthusiasts depend on Cometic. Cometic Gaskets, sealing championships since 1989.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond, because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
Last season was my best season ever by far. I won a lot of races. I won the championship, and it was also my first year using ARMA. And one of the things I noticed was just my ability to string good days together. You know, like especially in the summertime in Florida where you're riding every day and the heat index is 108 degrees and you're doing 230s and going to the gym and bicycle and all that stuff. I think in the past I've been super inconsistent day to day. Yeah, I may have a good race here or a good day during the week there, but overall I think where I improved the most was my consistency in my recovery.
Yeah, we're headed into Beckley, West Virginia here, and the summer kind of seemed like it was taking a while, and all of a sudden it was, boom. It's like, leaving Thursday, Friday for the race, so kind of like it took a while, but ended up just kind of getting sprung on you. But no, we had a great summer. We hit some local races. Didn't really take much time off. We wanted to stay ready. Didn't want to have to play catch up all summer, and we're right where we left off at Snowshoe, and honestly, really a lot better. We're feeling good. Track's looking great. Conditions are great. The first year we ever raced here, I was able to, take the win, and I think all the other years second, and we had one bad year. So, the odds are good. We've had very great finishes here, and, I want nothing less but the center of the box today, and that's what we're shooting for. I was hoping to try and minimize no DNFs this year, and unfortunately we had one, and luckily we didn't have two there at Ironman or the Hoosier. We had a part failure, was able to get into the pits, fix the front end, swap some parts out, and I think make it back to 13th overall. So, every point counts, and was able to salvage that day. But unfortunately, we had a DNF at the Penton, and, we tried limping to the finish, but wasn't able to get there. But, considering two bad rounds, we were able to come back up to third. I think we dropped to 6th or 7th in points there for a while, and, being 4 points out, I know I finished the year strong. We feel great at these races. I've won 2 of the 3. At those venues in the past, and we feel really good, and we definitely want to shoot for second. First is kind of out of sight. He'd have to have a lot of bad luck, obviously, and me a lot of good luck, but second's very reasonable, and it's going to be a battle with Hunter and I to the finish, and second, third, hopefully we get second. We got third before, so hopefully we can move up one spot at the end of the year. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have. Didn't really have the funds, so the results had to show a little bit better, to make it to each round, and I just would have regretted a lot ending on last year's note, not doing as much probably on my part as I could have. And, this year, we left everything I'm in control of. We left no stone unturned. And, if I had to retire next year, I can live with myself, short of having maybe a better program. But as far as I go, training and stuff, I have no regrets this year. And I think it's been showing. And we just got to try and knock on that door and get a few more wins, and hopefully one today. And we're feeling good, and guess we'll see how it pans out.
Well, he's doing a lot of what he was saying right there. He is all over Hunter Hart right now like a Doberman on a T-bone steak. But, yeah, again, you just can never count out Cole Richardson in a heated battle with Hunter Hart. B. Neal still leading this one out front, waiting on our leaders to come through here at the 8-mile marker, and mercy sakes alive. I think I blinked and missed it. I think that was Bryson Neal rolling out front. If it wasn't,
I was over here getting
a little blurry
on timing and scoring.
I'm going with that was a number one just by the way he was riding right there. So waiting on that battle. Want to see that battle. And then I know Zach Herron is standing by with one of our pro riders here today to talk with him, but wanted to catch the battle for second coming through.
And that battle for fourth might be shaping up. That McGill, Fowler, Merritt battle, they're less than 20 off a junior. And like I said, if he just loses just enough motivation and forward drive, they'll all be there. So that'll be very interesting.
Nope. Still waiting on these guys. Let's see. B. Neal, he was up on them.
15.
Okay.
Oh,
so
I pulled a minute and one lap on these boys.
Pretty good lead. Pretty substantial lead right now for B. Neal here on the white flag lap. Trying to bring it home for a W. For win number 23, putting him one win away from tying Ironman Bob Sloan. That's a storyline I guarantee you we will be following. Adam, if we can do like maybe a picture-in-picture just in case so we don't miss those guys. Okay, sounds like Zach Herron stands by with, I believe, well, I'm not going to say. I'll let it be a surprise for you guys. Take it away, Zach Herron.
Hey, thanks, Mikey. Yeah, if we've got any ATV MX fans out here, no stranger to this space right here. Joel Hedrick, your 2023 ATV MX champion. But you said it when I walked over here, man. This is a whole different ball game out here in GNCC.
Yeah, man, we just came out today. We're pretty close to home, so I wanted to come mix it up, and that's what we did, mix it up for a little bit, and just got a little bit sketchy towards the end, tore my hand up, couldn't really hang on great, and I'm already sketchy at this at the beginning, so getting sketchier at the end, it doesn't mix, so I had to pull off a little early, and I'll get to watch my teammate Bryson here hopefully wrap this win up today, which will be very cool for us. And yeah, it's a super fun event. Like you said, this track in particular was very hard for me, very rocky, tight, and you know, if I could go back and pick another one to do, I'd probably go to Ironman. But we're out here, we had fun, and you know, I'm just happy to be here.
Awesome job. Well, Joel, congratulations on your title, and we're glad you came out and hung out with us. Joel Hedrick wrapping things up early, but he's going to watch his teammate hopefully bring home a win here
at the Mountaineer Progressive GNCC.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, thanks for that, Cody. Sorry.
I got you, Zach. I got you. Don't worry.
Getting a moment. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I called Rita Coombs carry, and I was up there, and I said, don't do it, and I did it, so it happens.
I was writing an email this week to a sponsor of mine, Paul O'Brien, and I had O'Brien in my head, and I was like, hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Brian. It happens.
Oh, yeah.
No, really cool to have Joel Hedrick out here, though, one of the ATV MX guys. Flip-flop riders this year a little bit. John Glotta did some ATV MX this year.
Did pretty well, a couple top 10 overall finishes for him.
And it's always, you know, we talk about moto guys versus woods guys, and it really is apples and oranges. I mean, it's just two, hey, we're both on similar machines, but and it's racing, and that's pretty much where the similarities end. Outside of that, technique, style, endurance, all of that just totally different. So Hedrick having fun out there, I can guarantee you that. And Hedrick, if you can hear me, buddy, yeah, come to Ironman, dude. We'd love to have you.
I mean, ATV motocross season is over, right?
That's it.
What's stopping him from coming to the next two?
That's it, man.
No, I gotta race him a little bit whenever he was still on the Honda still, back when I was in XC1. No, he has really good pace, top 10 contender. If he ran the series full time, I could see him being a top 5 guy if he really put his heart into it. But he's got a good thing going on the Pointy Boys.
Certainly does. It is fun to watch. If you've never caught an ATV MX, seeing Joel Hedrick go to work. And the boys, Chad Weenan and the boys, it is something special. Bryson Neal trying to do something special, trying to go after win number 23 in his career. Cole Richardson and Hunter Hart doing what they have done all season long, the most watched drama, if you will, on RacerTV.com of the season. Been fun to watch those guys go back and forth, and I got to thank probably not done watching those two guys go back and forth before this one's over.
They have been doing it all year. They're tired of each other. They do not want to see the other one out front, and they will They'll do whatever they can. Throw the whole house out if they got to. And the sink.
And the sink.
And the sink.
Love it. Yeah, Glada having a good day, kind of quietly. We've not really talked a lot about him. He's just off the box in the 4 spot, but, stuck on that island by himself.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to be able to keep with Cole, at least keep Cole honest all day. It looked like he just a couple mistakes away from doing that as we got our leader on screen.
Yeah, B. Neal looking in cruise control mode. He's trail riding right now for Bryson Neal. He is trail riding right now. Bring it home. Keep the machine in one piece.
He knows he did the work last lap. He can this is a victory lap.
Interesting perspective. Our producer, Adam Gordon, coming on and saying from a previous camera shot, looks like Hunter Hart may be nursing the bike a little bit.
Bryson.
Oh, Bryson is what you're thinking. Well, perhaps. Is he nursing it, you think, Cody, or is he just in cruise control mode?
He's not tucked in, but he threw an arm pump. No, he just looked flowy and smooth there. He might have no rear brakes. This is uphill section. You would never be able to tell that, but he might have bent up his rotor at some point if he's limping it. But the quad looks nice and square, no flat tires, pulling good and straight. So if he's got a problem, it might be a brake issue.
Okay. But he's in one piece. He's out front. He's got a healthy lead. And he's not far off from bringing it home. This is the FMF PowerPoint. That is mile marker 11. They're rolling through, and as we can see on screen, speaking to that lead, we are still waiting on the Cole Train and HH Hunter Hart to come through. Who's going to be out front? Who do you think is going to be? It was Hart last time. It's going to be Cole.
I want to stick with my gut. This is a hard pass, a hard track to pass on. Hunter was in the lead last shot. I think Hart's going to be able to hold him off.
All right.
We'll see. Yeah, I used up all the good lines out there, and they only got them banded off. But.
Monster mile, watching these guys. They'll pop through here.
I want to keep an eye back to the 11. I guess this is like the 10.5, right? So you'll see them come across here first.
And I don't know if we can pull it up. We kind of got improvised scoring monitor, but I believe Steve Harrell is working on.
Yeah,
so
there's Hart and Cole. Hart's still in second, Cole's in third. So, like I said, it's a hard track to pass on. I keep making that backwards. But no, hard track to pass on, and the Hart's going to cut to this inside. I don't think there's any, even if there's a lapper in front of him, I think he's still going to cut to that inside. I think he just knows it's better at this point. He did a hard check up there. Interesting.
Trying to push a few riders back here just out of sight.
Cole, where's the Cole Train? Where's the Cole Train? Cole make a mistake already, or is he in the outside caught up in all the nonsense? Where'd Cole go?
Cole trying to, you got to give him some credit. And here we go. Bryson Neal going to bring it in for the checkered flag. Bang! There it is. Win number 23 on the career. And if I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Win number 6 on the season. And now Bryson Neal one step closer to becoming a back-to-back national champion here
and now
at GNCC.
All the boxes checked, every track.
That's it.
Every
good point.
Track.
He said, this is the one that's eluded me. I've not been able to get a win at the Mountaineer. Well, you can't say that anymore, Bryson Neal. You got it done here in West Virginia. Congratulations to you. Bryson doing what he can to make sure his name stays in the history books for a while, as he is now, or still, I should say, 6th all-time on the wins list for ATVs. And let's start building that storyline. Bob Sloan, 5th place all-time on the wins list with 24th. B. Neal with win 23. He can tie Bob Sloan at the Buckwheat 100 and maybe pass Ironman Bob Sloan at the Ironman to close out the season.
The camera back on the finish.
That would be
battle of number 2.
Icing on the cake for Neal. And yeah, let's. Well, we got a minute and a half.
Well, we've almost used it up. Like they'll be through any second
close.
now. Yeah. So I want to see them come through.
So waiting on Hunter Hart and Cole Train. Well, Cole Train trying to make something happen here late. I don't know, just not a good line choice by Cole, but to your point, very tight track. Cole had to take a gamble somewhere. like, hey, I'm going to finish third, or I'm going to try and make something happen right here to make a pass for second.
And he might have just made a simple mistake. It might have been one of those where he's like, this is my last realistic spot to pass. Other than that, I think he's going to have me covered. So it might be one of those. I guess we'll be able to talk to him here in a minute.
That's it. And Hunter Hart, if he can maintain and bring it in for a second place, I know how badly Hunter Hart wanted a win here today. Not going to happen for him, but a second place finish in the books right there as he gets the checkered flag from Ricky Towery. And Hunter Hart, good work, buddy. I know this was an emotional one for you. Hunter, not a real publicly emotional guy. He's a tough dude. He's New York, I know, upstate in Florida.
He's
Floridian at this point. But nonetheless, an emotional day for Hunter Hart, I got to think. And congratulations to him, and looking forward to hearing what he's got to say after this race. And kudos to Hunter, my friend, and the tribute you paid to the Molander family. Class act, man. Love that stuff. And, yeah, Coltrane, little mistake there, but I think going for it. I think he was, hey, I'm taking a shot, and if I don't get it, I'm still going to settle for third, I think. I don't know. John Claudio was back there by about a minute.
And we're still waiting on the Coltrane. I don't know how big of a gamble we took, a mechanical failure.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is at this point. We still have not seen the number 4 Coltrane. No.
Hi, how are you? So watching our finish here, B. Neal's checked in as well as Hunter Hart.
Got
our first two, and that's it as far as we could see, unless we miss those guys. And got to think as well that
Vicky Fowler bumping over here
is losing it. All right, it looks like we are ready. Standing by while we wait on the rest of the pack to check in. Jackson Burrell standing by with our winner, Bryson Neal.
All right, guys, thank you. I am here with your overall winner yet again, Bryson Neal. Man, I know you wanted this one bad. Take us through the day.
Man, today one of the biggest keys to the race was getting off the line, and man, fortunately, he was able to get a really good jump. I think we was second to the first corner. Got a little bit tangled up, but we started going to the woods, and that was huge today. So we was able to get by Hunter and get to Jared, and we was able to make a pass at the rock section. And then, man, I had a little practice crash last Friday, and I banged my shoulder up pretty good, but every lap I just felt like I got better and better. And then once Hunter, he made that pass on me, and in the rock garden section, it's like the adrenaline kicked in. It's like from there I just felt solid. I was able to pit, and then from there it was just man, I was feeling the flow. This track was awesome. Dan Adassi, he had me dialed today on the start. The power today, Jay Goebel and Dustin at Impact Solutions, the shock changes that we made last week, huge. The bike was handling great. Thank you guys. This is just really excited to be able to have a really good summer off and get back to racing, and this track was awesome.
That was my next question, Bryson. How does it feel to be back here at the GNCC and on the top step?
Oh man, I missed it so much. I missed talking to everyone, seeing everyone, and just honestly just being at the races in general. It just felt like this summer was longer than ever. So it just feels really good to get back to GNCC racing. The weather's beautiful today. Track was absolutely as good as it gets, and it was a really good flow. It had a little bit of everything. So we had a blast. I can't thank David Eller, the whole Phoenix Racing ATV team, everyone in my pit crew, my dad, Uncle Mike, and Justin Fallon, Troy Edelblute, Peach, Wayne Eller, the entire gang, everyone who comes and supports me, and all the sponsors back home. It means a lot to, get this win and start the last 3 rounds off strong.
Well, congratulations, Bryson. That is your overall winner, Bryson Neal.
Hey, good job, Bidwell Bullet. Bryson Neal, a win closer to catching Bob Sloan on the all-time wins list. Love that storyline. We got second. Cole Richardson did check in the 3 spot, so we're setting up those interviews with Hunter Hart. Looking forward to hearing that one, as well as the Coltrane. I want to hear about the battles, all of that in between. And how about this for a development? Cody Collier, Walker Fowler checking in 4th.
Yeah, no, absolutely incredible last lap charge from Walker Fowler. Yeah, coming up through the pack. He was sitting, I think he was sitting 7th place at the start of that lap. So he came through Adam McGill, Josh Merritt, and John Glauda Jr. get up to that 4th place position.
Merritt hooking up with that freight train that is Walker Fowler, too, pulling him through there. Tough break for Glauda, sitting in the 4th spot pretty much all day. Boy, didn't really have anybody to key off in front of him. Didn't have anybody applying the pressure behind him until it's too late.
Yeah, it's tough when you're on an island like that with no motivation. Then you kind of get into that rut or funk of a pace that you're okay with, and in that pace, if you got no one coming, normally just gets slower and slower.
Yeah.
It's hard to self-motivate, especially if these guys are running so fast. It's anything's off with your game, it's they're going to capitalize on it.
That's it. And want to give a shout out to Stephen Harrell as well. I don't know if he has checked in officially.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. But when he does, if he stays where he's at, I believe he will have wrapped up the XC2 National Championship. So I think there will be a #1 plate awaiting him on the podium. In the meantime, Zach Heron standing by with our second-place finisher, Hunter Hart.
All right, thanks, guys. Yeah, I am here with your second-place finisher, Hunter Hart. Man, this was a hard-fought battle. You were all over the podium, in the lead at one point, on the backside of the podium at one point. You find yourself here in second. How you feeling right now?
Yeah, we're good. You know, made a lot of progress this summer. You know, we're in the fight. You know, one more lap than we've been so far, and hey, it's progress. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and we're still in this thing. Track was gnarly, you know, really suited my style a little bit. I could have definitely gone a little less tire pressure. I noticed that Bryson and Cole definitely got a little more traction than I did. I think it's just the weight difference. You know, those guys both have about 30 pounds on me, and they were able to just kind of get a little more bite on some of those hill sections. But no, you know, managed to pass Bryson on one of the hills. He ended up getting me back. Just missed the line. And I feel good, though. I was feeling froggy that last lap. I was a little bummed it was going to be 5, but, you know, all in all, I'll take it. You know, we're happy, we're healthy. The monkey's off our back for this one. We're back. You know, this is the way snowshoe was supposed to go for us. And yeah, hey, we're still in this fight.
Back out here, you're on the podium once again. I saw when you came in, you're flapping fenders around. This was brutal on the machine as much on you, right?
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, I ended up coming together with a lapper. He ended up flipping right in front of me, landed on my fender, broke my tabs off. And first lap, I actually ended up blowing my rim apart and chunked it. I mean, big chunk out of that. And from there, though, you know, it was a little tough. I was actually kind of happy because that got rid of that tire pressure issue on that side, and then we were able to just dig from there and just have a good flow. Track was good. It definitely got gnarly. It got super rough in some spots. The rocks were moving this year, and but no, I'm happy with the way we did. Next one, you know, I've never been on the podium there. We plan to break that streak, and then Ironman. You know, everybody knows how much I enjoy that place. So hey, we're steps in the right direction.
There you go, man. I know you got great people helping you out. Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, first and foremost, the good Lord for keeping me safe. My mom, my dad, Mike Trango, Johnny Ellison, you know, pumped out, walked Fowler back, you know, Mark Notman, awesome mechanic. My dad, Ithaka Recreation Sports, Steve Hatch Racing, and just, you know, I mean, the bike was absolutely awesome. You know, I mean, my Maxxis tires working phenomenal today, my Fox shocks, Fly Racing, you know, they've got their 2024 gear out right now, Quad-Tech seat covers, you know, resumes are going to open up soon for those guys. Formula 88, I had my buddies come from New York, you know, Big Tom, Eric, those guys all came out, hoping they're going to come to the next couple as well. Alaska Motorsports, you know, we got this thing fire, and starts are no longer going to be our issue. Wick Flow, Bellray Oils, you know, Double Deuce, Scott Motorsports, BNR, Ryan makes an awesome program, HMF, you know, and then just wish the Millanders could have been here today for this, but, you know, hey, it's, hopefully they're looking down and they know that we did the best we could today.
Hunter riding with some extra motivation, grabbing a second on the day. Great job. Hunter Hart grabbing second in your XC1 class.
Congratulations, Hunter. Solid work out there today, dude. I know what that one meant to you and the whole team. So good work to Hunter Hart. Waiting on that interview to get dialed up there with Cole Richardson. And what are we looking like over there with Steve Harrell?
He just checked in. As you asked, he just checked in. So our top 7 are just minutes ahead of the rest of the field. Like our top 6, 7 are just on rails. But no, Stephen Harrell did check in with the XC2 lead, just pepper into the finish, and then that should lock up the championship in XC2.
We'll have a celebration underway in a moment. In the meantime, looks like Jackson Burrell standing by with the Cole train, Cole Richardson.
All right, guys, I am here with your 3rd overall, Cole Richardson. Cole, you put up quite the fight in that race. Take us through it.
Oh, you know, we didn't get off to a good start, was dead last there, and worked our way through the pack. I feel like we were one of the fastest guys out there, but unfortunately the bike was about 30%, and, you know, we worked our way into second and just have an electrical issue or something, and unfortunately I made the pass, got into second, got out front a little bit on Hunter there, and unfortunately just had bike issues, and, you know, the bike just kept shutting off, got passed back, and just not as good as I think we could have done.
Any changes going into the next few races, Cole?
Hopefully a new bike. No, but I don't know. We'll just have to go through it. You know, it doesn't have many races on it. Just a dumb issue, and, you know, stuff happens. It's just, you know, we worked too hard to get 3rd this race, especially coming from the back and working this summer. And, it's just sucks.
Well, great ride, Cole. That is your third overall, Cole Richardson.
Well, congratulations to Cole Richardson on the third place finish. Well, I don't know if Steve Harrell's down there or not, but congratulations to him on our XC2. Man, it would be if he's down there.
I think he deserves it. He's down there for the podium for sure.
That's it.
We got XC2 podium. But then I think our top amateurs there are pretty cool. We got 3 college A boys in the top 15.
There we go.
Well, they will be in the top 15 because we have Joel Hetrick broke down, who's currently in 11th place but hasn't checked in for that 5th place. There's the 5th lap, so you're going to see some college A boys up on that top amateur overall podium. Top 15 overall for 3 of them.
Love it. Oh, here we go. Got an interview.
Guys, we are standing down here. Okay. Steve Harrell. Look at all the emotion out here, getting the job done. That was not something I wanted to interrupt there, man. You have worked hard for that. You are the 2023 XC2 champion. How's that feel to hear?
Feels really good. You know, we put in a lot of work to get to this point. So, you know, I can't thank BNR Motorsports and Kenda Tire, Fearless, Moose Racing, all my big sponsors enough. You know, without them, it wouldn't be possible. My whole crew, my dad, just my Lord and Savior, everyone, thank you so much.
There you go, guys. That is your XC2 champion out here. Stephen Harrell getting the job done on the number 12 machine. That's going to wrap it up for us down here.
There you go. How about that? Love it. Congratulations to you, Stephen Harrell, man. I know a lot of hard work put into that one. Boy, I want to thank you guys for tuning in here to the Progressive GNCC this weekend. Big shout-out to our entire staff that make it happen. Our executive producer, Kerry Russell, producer Adam Gordon, director Griff Cotter, our engineer in charge, Jordan McFadden, our spotter, Hollywood, the talent, oh, mercy, Jackson Burrell, Zach Herron, Cody Collier, and then our camera operators, Adam, Matt, Josh, Mike, Leah, Kristen, and our drone pilot, Gabe Scholl. And want to give a big shout out and say, we love you, Dylan Acord. We miss you. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.